where hearts unfold in the morning glow, stories untold. Let's play with words, a masterpiece of art, where dialogues bloom, igniting in every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently salt. Let's paint with words, a masterpiece of art, where dialogues bloom, igniting every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. A symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair. Let's sow seeds of unity, watch them grow in this garden of hope under the morning glow. Let's bridge the gaps, erase the line, in the tapestry of hearts let love shine. With every word, a step we take towards a brighter dawn for all our sake. Welcome to the morning glow, where dreams take flight in this realm of possibilities. Let's unite, together we stand, hand in hand, healing the nation across the land. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. My name is Raheem Ajme out of Atlanta, Georgia, but I got my brothers from another mother, but we got the same father on with us. First, I think first was Badger. Good morning, Badger. How you doing this morning?
Thankful for this blessing of a day we all got to share it again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Good start. That's a good start for this Friday, this fantastic Friday. Next on the line is Frank. Good morning, Frank. How you doing this morning?
Man, real good, man. Happy, and rejoicing, man.
Yes, Lord.
Just rejoicing.
There you go. That's good. That's good. That's a good start for a Friday morning. That's a good Friday for a Friday morning. Good start. Tucson. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Doing all right. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, Tucson, since you had so much energy with us this morning, I'm going to start it off with you. And let me tell everybody what's going on. Today is Friday. Today is Friday. We had a great week thus far, and we hope to do it all over again. We are looking to have a guest today. We're looking to have a guest to come on. Y'all might be a little surprised at the guest, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be surprised sometimes. So y'all share, y'all like, share, subscribe. About 8:30, we'll have the guest to come in, and y'all want to be here. Y'all want to be here for this guest. Y'all definitely want to be here. Not gonna tell you who it is just yet. Yeah, not just yet. This is what they call a teaser. This is what they call a teaser. But trust and believe me when I tell you, you want to be here for this guest. You want to hear everything this person has to say. I'm not gonna tell you whether male or female. I'm gonna say this person. All right. But I'm gonna tell you something. You know the person. You know who it is. You know the person. You've seen the person before. How's that for a teaser? You know the person. The person will be on with us if everything works out the way it's supposed to, and I'm pretty confident that it will. Around 8:30, you're gonna see somebody right here on the Morning Glow that you've seen many, many times before. All right? How about that? Y'all stick around, hang in there, and don't go nowhere if you can. All right? All right. So how Gomer Proud say that thing was surprise, surprise, surprise. That's how Gomer Proud says it. Tucson, how you say it, Tucson? Gomer Proud say surprise, surprise, surprise. How you say it, Tucson? Don't answer that, man.
God,
Don't you
I
answer?
ain't gonna answer.
Don't-
You know that. You know what? I ain't gonna say it now. That's 30. Let's
Mm-mm.
move on.
Let's move on. Tucson, I got a scenario. And we hadn't had a scenario this week, so we got a scenario this morning. A young man went to his mother. He had to be about 13, 14 years old. And he went to his mother. And pretty much in tears. Because the information that he got in school that day shocked him. Now, a lot of times little boys look up to their dads. Their dad is the greatest person in the world. Dad can't do no wrong. Dad won't do no wrong. Dad has never done anything wrong. This little boy found out at school some kind of way. I don't know how he found out, but he found out some kind of way that his dad, before he met his mom, so way before him, did some time in jail that he never knew about. The little boy never knew about it. Him and his dad never discussed it. That's the father. That's his son. Does he have an obligation to tell his son about his past and what he did, and that he did spend time in jail? Do we have an obligation as a father to tell his son? Or that's something he could, like you said a lot of times, take to the grave with him? Somebody got some popping going on their line too.
I don't know, man. That if he sees his son heading in a direction that is unpleasant,
Mm-hmm.
say it like that,
Mm-hmm.
as a teaching moment, he might let him know what lost time feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I didn't say it like that, but when you out of society, bound up in chains or whatever, behind the cell, you got a lot of time on your hand, but it's somebody else's. It's leisure, not yours. So that's why I said,
I don't know. Do you think it should be told?
You
Do you
know,
think they should tell?
and like
Do you
that.
think they should tell a child that at 13 years old?
to seem like
Do you think he need to know?
we all got something
Mm-hmm.
that we feel. Unless it comes up, just keep it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was an embarrassing moment. So just want to put that behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So unless somebody asks or somebody knows, just not say it. I'm not obligated to tell anybody anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
Mm-hmm. But now that the son has found out and he's talking to the mother, what approach should the mother take? I mean, she have to talk to her husband. She have to talk to her husband and let him know the status of the son right now. And even with that pressure, should that conversation be had?
I mean, son, you know, and my son, let me just say, my son,
Mm-hmm.
boy,
Yeah.
get over it.
Mm.
If you feel some kind of way, you just stay out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Just go and sit down.
Mm-hmm.
You just keep your, I always tell my kids, keep your nose clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
People actually literally keep your nose clean and keep your nose clean. Figuratively.
But see, Tucson,
a big word.
I understand what you're saying. We're going to go to Badger, then we're going to go to Frank. But I understand what you're saying, Tucson. But this little boy at 13 years old, his hero has just been crushed, though, man, because he held his dad in such high regards. My dad ain't never did nothing wrong. My dad is better than your dad, and my dad is it. My dad is that. You know how kids are, man, especially with their dads, man. Little boys with their dads. Man, you know, your dad can't beat my daddy, and my daddy ain't never did. And then to find out that his dad did time was long.
Yeah, I mean, that's that. People do time, Raheem.
Yeah, they do.
And sit down, son. Let me talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what got me where I am
Mm-hmm.
and made me make some decisions never to go back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It happened. You ain't got to feel some kind of way about my life that
Mm-hmm.
I've learned a lesson behind.
Mm-hmm.
Don't follow after that suit if you want to know. But don't you feel some kind of way? Because I don't feel some kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Don't do that.
and someone said, I can't read the name, it's a little ways away from it. Somebody said that hit so hard, kids really put dads on a pedestal. And see, and that's what we're talking about. I was gonna go to Badger and I'm gonna go to circle back around to Frank, but y'all know ladies are always first around here. So Cassandra Alexander Green, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, we got a scenario, and I need to hear what you got to say. And I want to hear from Cassandra and from the counselor as well. Young boy, went to school, say 13 years old. And, he always looked up to his dad. His dad was like Superman. His dad was Superman. Couldn't do no wrong, ain't never did no wrong. Just hold his dad in a very high regard. Well, somehow he went to school this day and found out that before his dad and his mother got together, and so that means way before him, his dad did some time. Did some time in jail, quote, prison, whatever it was. And he talked to the mom about it, talked to his mother about it. And my question is, do the dad have any obligation? Do the dad have any obligation to tell his son about his past?
No. I don't. I think if at some point he wants to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but is he obligated to do it? No,
Mm-hmm.
because that was his past. And even scripturally, no, he doesn't have to. He's not obligated to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says, "Forgetting those things which are behind me, I press toward the mark of a higher calling, which is in Christ Jesus."
Mm-hmm.
So, especially if the father's turned his life around, he's not obligated to tell him. But if he decides at some point he wants to tell him, that's fine. People don't take people back to the. That's why I don't like. A lot of times I don't like going to family functions,
Mm-hmm.
because all people with me, what my family throws out there a lot.
What's that?
Man, I remember when you would beat up people and you would be fighting all the time. I don't hear that every time I'm around my family.
Yeah.
I know that's who I used to be, but you guys, y'all know the difference. You've seen the change because you talk about it all the time. I'm proud of you. You're doing this, you're doing that. But then when we come together, boy, that be like, oh, you don't want to cross Auntie Cece because woo, 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 woo. And I'm like, man, that part, that's who I used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I guess, you know what, Raheem, I changed that because if they push me hard enough right now, I might knock one of them on the ground. So I retract.
No. I'm not gonna let you take that. I'm not gonna let you take that one back. No. Cassandra. I know you're kidding, but I want the listeners to understand that you kid. See, I know you, and I know you're joking right now. But for the listeners, I want to make sure that we don't have them walk away with thinking that I've seen you in a situation, or we've talked about situations where the old CC would have acted up real bad. And so and you walked away or just didn't say it. I've seen that.
Listen, y'all know that I'm gonna be transparent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna say the dad didn't have an obligation to tell him. Absolutely not. But if he chooses to, then that's a different thing. If he finds out the way he found out, then you can sit down and you can explain. I think that's what Toussaint was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If he finds out and Dad, hey man, I heard, is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Then you can sit down and explain to the degree that you want to explain it. Who you used to be.
Now, a child at 13.
Who I used to be.
Hey, Cassandra. A child at 13 can have a whole truckload of questions. Should you answer all those questions, or should you say there's something that we could talk about later?
You don't have to. You should, yeah. I would limit this. This is just me. This
Mhm.
is just me as a counselor. I would limit how much I go into it,
Mhm.
but it's up to the individual. That's your child. You know
Mhm.
your child better than anybody else. If you feel like your child can handle the questions that they're asking you, because sometimes people can't handle it.
Mhm. Yeah. 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 Mhm.
You know, so
So
it's a choice. It's individual choice.
two things, Cassandra. One, no, I'm gonna. If that child would ask the question, and children have different reasons for asking different questions. But if that child would have said, "Well, Dad, is it as bad as everybody make it out to be?" And that could be a prep up question where he's actually asking because he may be considering doing some things, and he want to know what it's like to actually be on the inside. And so, if it is, well, Dad, is it as bad as everybody say it is? Is it really terrible, or was it okay? How do you answer that question? How should he answer that question?
Man, prison ain't never okay. You
Hmm.
just that's an easy one. Prison ain't never okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I don't know, and I've worked, just like you, I've
Hmm.
worked in the prison
Yeah,
system,
yeah.
what, 40 something years?
Hmm.
I ain't never heard no guy in there say, "Oh yeah, man, I like prison. This is good stuff
They do
right there."
care. They do
No.
care.
Heck
Hmm.
no. I'll tell them men trying to get you in your booty. I'll make it sound so horrible. He'd
Hmm.
never want to go.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
No, don't, yeah,
Don't sugarcoat it.
Nope. Put it
Hmm.
right on out there.
Yeah,
If,
yeah.
if you even thinking of it, why would a child want to go to prison anyway?
Hmm.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I tell them every horror story I ever heard. People
Mhm.
shake you in the bathroom, everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Wow.
Puts Cassandra in the corner.
Yeah, she
What's
gonna go.
going on?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm on my way over there too, son. I'll meet you. I'll be there in a minute. I'll bring some coffee. Some tea, excuse me. I don't do coffee like that.
508-924-3521. And some people asking about the phone. The phone line is doing something funky this morning. Keep calling because I had to call. I had to call in myself sometimes, and I had to call in a couple of times to get through. So if you're trying to call in, and if you
Me
don't
too. It was busy.
yeah, it's something going on funky with it. So keep calling, and it's gonna let you in. It's gonna let you. And I don't block. I ain't blocked anybody, and so I don't want nobody to think that I blocked them. It's just the phone line is doing something funky this morning. I heard Cassandra just said, I know Frank said it as well, and a few people said that they had to call a couple of times, including myself, to get through. So keep calling, keep calling. It's gonna come through. It's gonna come through. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Badger, does this dad have any obligation to explain to his son or to tell his son what happened and about his past?
Hmm. That's gonna be up to that person. If I was in the situation, I'd sit I'd sit down and have a conversation to
Mm-hmm.
figure out, um what was said and how it was said.
Mm-hmm.
you know, was it a teacher that said it and, you know, giving the kid a hard time?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it kids? Because, we've all been kids. We know how we can be sometimes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it
Hey, mute your line, Toussaint.
it's to me, it's all about discernment,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also acknowledging that things age appropriate,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't know why he was in prison, right?
No.
So, that's a huge factor. It could be a really good lesson of,
Technology,
hey,
like that sometimes. Technology.
this is what I did. This was my punishment,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what I did to get to where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a very powerful lesson of life.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if I was in that situation,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be having a conversation.
Yeah.
That's me.
What if
You know,
he
a lot
asks
of
you, why did I have to find out like this? Why didn't you tell me already about this? Why did I have to find out from school? Why didn't you tell me?
something that I'd probably say is something I'm not proud of,
Hmm.
and I didn't think anyone would bring it up.
Hmm.
Didn't think about it.
Mm.
I mean, it's those are the only things I can think of.
Hmm.
What I've always been um age appropriate and transparent,
Hmm. Okay.
about the experiences I've had and things of that nature.
Hmm. Okay.
So to me, it's everyone does and handles things in different ways.
Hmm.
So
What do you say if the dad said that ain't your business? Don't worry about it. We ain't talking about that. We're not gonna talk about that. Talk about something else, or go and find something to do. Is that a good approach?
uh that's his approach is and sounds like it's a sore subject and the dad isn't ready to deal with it.
Hmm.
Or maybe most of the time when I've heard things like that, it's the individual has a hard time being able to process it.
Hmm.
So they would rather avoid talking about it, um, or anything of that nature.
Hmm. Is that
So
healthy?
mm, usually not.
Hmm.
A lot of folks want to think it is, but if you
Hmm.
don't, you know, if you don't learn how to process certain things, it kind of stays around, and you're gonna pretty much react like that anytime it's brought up.
Hmm. Okay. Good.
So it's like if you're gonna be in society and you got things that could be considered like skeletons in the closet, I really hope you learn how to deal with it because you never know when that snake's gonna rear its head up.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Frank, talk to me, brother. The young boy, 13 years old, found out, his dad is his hero, his superhero. Best in the world. Ain't no dad like this dad. And then all of a sudden he go to school one day to find out that before his mother and his father got together, way before he was even thought of, his dad did some time. And now he's crushed. Do the dad have an obligation? He go talk to his mom. Mama, I found out something today. Mama, I found out something today. And daddy didn't tell me. Mama, did you know daddy was locked up? Did you know daddy did some time? You know daddy was in prison. Mama, did you know? Is it the father's obligation to explain to his son about his past?
You know, obligation is it's a tough way of defining a relationship with a father and his son. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I don't want my relationship with my boys to ever be defined to what I'm obligated to do. You know, a lot of people think that when your child, turns 18, that you're no longer obligated to do different things. Still my son, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at 13, I have to take into consideration that, okay, first of all, he found out at school, so he's humiliated. Um, like Badger said, how did he find out? Is this a teacher that tried to embarrass him? Is this students that, one of the parents found out and they shared it with their child? So, we have to get to that. But if if one of my children come to me with a question, I love them enough to give them an answer. I don't want to leave them to their own thoughts and let them draw their own conclusion. I want to engage. Now, to what level or how deep do I go into the explanation? It depends on that child. It depends on the situation. It depends on the question. But I definitely love them enough to say, "Yep, son, it is true."
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him up at the school defending something that is true. Now I sent him off half cocked, and my daddy ain't never went to jail, and people got
Mm-hmm.
news clippings and articles, and right now you can Google almost anything, and now you getting more and more embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I want to sit down, because you came to me and you asked me a question, and
Mm-hmm.
and be able to offer you something. This, I want to control that situation. I don't want your friends and teachers and other adults to be able to say, "See, your daddy's still lying to you. He ain't no good."
Mm.
Nah, we don't want that. Let me and my son have a conversation, and then we can talk about how he should move forward.
How deep do
Yeah,
you
this
how
this is
deep do you
what
go in that
happened, son.
conversation,
This is the
Frank?
truth.
How deep do you go into that conversation?
Mhm.
Because how deep do you go
Yeah.
into that conversation? Because a 13-year-old can have a whole, like I said earlier, a whole truckload of questions. Do you answer all of
Well, once you engage, you can determine how much you want to tell him.
them?
But I'm going to at least engage. And then at the point that maybe he's asking questions that are inappropriate
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or that I feel that he's not ready for, I can say, "Son, I don't think that's something that me and you should be talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to leave it right there. But yes, this is true."
Mm-hmm.
And like Badger said, it's not something that I'm proud of. It's not something that I go around sharing with everybody. And you're
Mm-hmm.
not everybody. You're my son.
Mm-hmm.
And I did have a time that I was going to address this, but unfortunately, you got this information before that time came up.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are.
Does it matter to
Let's
you?
have a conversation.
Does it matter to you? Does it matter to you as a father, how he got that information?
Oh, absolutely. Because now we're at the school. If it's just kids, it's really nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
Raheem, that my keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids was in the back of the class and they were laughing. And the teacher, I almost said his name. The teacher thought that they were laughing at him.
Mm-hmm.
And he hollered out to my niece, "Oh, I know your little fat butt ain't telling no."
Mm-hmm.
No. And he said, "Well, you should be somewhere eating a sandwich or something instead of taking jokes." She said, "Oh, you got jokes? We're going to see how funny it is when my uncle get up here."
Mm-hmm.
And when I got there, the jokes ended.
Mm-hmm.
So it does make a difference on who is saying what, because administration and they have a way that they're supposed to be conducting themselves. Kids would be cruel and mean, and you have to teach your children how to handle that also, which is totally different than handling adults.
Now I'm gonna say this, then we're gonna go to Curtis. And this, anybody can answer this. I'm gonna throw it out there, but a lot of times, maybe this little boy was bragging about his dad all the time, and they got tired of hearing about it. And one of the parents went up and said, ask him, do he know his daddy was in jail? Ask him, do he know his daddy spent some time in prison? Because parents can be messy
That's
too,
an
man.
ignorant behind parent.
Huh?
That's an ignorant behind parent.
Yeah,
You don't,
yeah. But
you don't do that.
you don't. A good person don't do that or won't do that. But a person get it caught up in their jealousy and envy, and this boy always talking about his daddy, and your dad. You think your daddy so much? Did your daddy tell you he did spend some time in jail? Go tell the child. I bet he don't know. He always talking about his daddy, but his daddy don't spend some time in jail. Do the boy know that? And so that's as sick as that is, and it's sick. It's sick that a person would even think that way. But some people do. Some people do. and it's very unfortunate. Let me go, Curtis. I'm coming to you, brother. Cassandra, talk to me. Is that reality?
I really didn't hear that, so I can't answer that part.
Okay. I talked about could it have been a messy parent? Could it have been a messy parent that I told you got jealous? Go the boys always talking about his dad and bragging on his daddy. Could it have been some messy parent say, you always talking about do you know your daddy did some time? I bet you don't know that, do you? Your daddy did some time, or tell this child that his daddy ain't all that. His daddy spent some time, and then the child goes spreading it. Could it have been a messy parent that did put it out there? And it was so.
Of course,
Mhm.
of course, and things like that can escalate.
Mhm.
I talk with at that point. I would talk to my child about my past or whatever, but I wouldn't even go to the parent because the way it is right now, you could be walking into your own death. So I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even. I would just address my child and
Mhm.
go ahead and tell him whatever. But that messy parent, no, because you asking for trouble.
Yeah.
If they're that stupid,
Mhm.
you're asking for a problem. So no, I wouldn't even. Whatever. I ain't even addressing you. I'm gonna deal with my child because my child came back. I'm gonna deal with my child, but I would not. Come on now, because we know how things are right
Yeah.
now. These
Yeah.
folks
Yeah.
walking out the schools and shooting people and fighting and acting a fool. I'm not doing that.
Mhm.
I'm not doing that. I'll explain to my child what happened, and then we'll take it from there. We'll
Yeah.
deal with it from there. But I'm not even going to that parent because that's somebody that's stupid anyway and
Mhm.
ignorant to
Wow.
even address a child with that kind of
Mhm.
information.
Mhm. And somebody said, let me see, get where I can see it. They said that is that's so low to spread fake jail rumors about someone's dad. Well, it is low, but the reality is the dad did spend time in jail, in prison, but that was before he met the child's mother. So it was a long time ago, but he did spend time as a young adult. He did spend time in prison, and so it's not that it's not true. It's just so heartless that somebody would want to spill such information like that and leave it alone. The man, he did his time, he served his time, paid his debt to society, and now he's moving on with his life. He's in a better place now. He's a better person now. So why knock that over and spill that on the table? Why do that? It's just heartless. Curtis, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? Curtis, you there? Curtis, wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go. Curtis gonna come on and say, I had to find my mute button. Watch this. Well, yeah, Curtis. Tucson, talk to me, brother.
That's well, uh, I don't see what's I don't see why it seems like we almost not that we are, but going to jail and changing your life is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You would think, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you went to jail for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, um, you can go to jail for a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and depends on how much time you spent, all that.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, now you have a more leverage to show a 13-year-old child how change can come for the better.
Mm-hmm.
You can overcome anything.
Mm-hmm.
Your second chances are given when they're earned or deserved, or even when they're not. But I don't know what they did to the child to make him feel some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Good morning.
responding. That's what you did, doing.
Mm-hmm.
You made. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm upset. What did they wear this?
No, no. They Friday, brother.
It made the child soft. That's why he feels so sad.
Mm.
Get somewhere and sit down. I'm sorry.
But see,
I had a flash.
but see. What if the child is thinking? What if the child is thinking that there's been some been I don't necessarily want to say betrayal, but just withholding of information that the child feel as though as your son you should have told me that you should have equipped me so if when this come up and eventually it's going to come up, I was prepared to deal with the situation.
Oh, you know what, Raheem? There's been moments in my life, my son, I don't know which one of you, had to come to me, Dad, and Daddy, I need to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it was going to come through my life. And let's talk about it. And so there it is. And he said to me after I told him, he said, I figured that.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it was something like that. Because you raised young boys and even young girls, heading them towards being a men and women, not children. So
Mm-hmm.
you raise them up in the way they should go. And I don't mean no harm by saying you're raising soft because he's crying because he went to jail, but I mean what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, go sit down somewhere. What you feeling some kind of way for? You're looking at the product of a person that made some errors, and now I've come to the point, or at some point, I had to come to a point that I had to make some necessary changes, and here I am.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what was the design of the person that informed you, but don't let anybody dictate your life
Mm-hmm.
and make you feel some kind of way about your errors, your parents' errors, or anybody's errors. You be you,
Mm-hmm.
and you keep it moving. That's what you do.
So you think that the
That's
son
what, that's the kind of
you think the son is giving up too much power?
you let people have control over our lives
Mm-hmm.
based on when they run their mouth, and I call that witchcraft.
Mm.
You know, I tell my children, do never, ever, never. Don't you let anybody let you feel some kind of way about anything. You be you and be the best you can be, no matter what. You gonna make some mistakes in life. You might as well get ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you make your mistakes, learn from it and move on.
Yeah.
Don't you never put your head down about nothing,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes from somebody else. You keep it moving. That's how I talk to mine, especially my sons.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do it all the time. I have this the type of tone that I'm talking to them. This it right here. Don't you ever let anybody let you feel any kind of way about anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you fall, you get up and you keep moving. You're the best you God made.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't you go back and you don't even address that with them anymore. Don't even let that phase you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
And that's about the end of the conversation. They say, okay, Dad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. That's good. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Curtis McNeil, are you there? Curtis, are you there? Badger, talk to me.
I mean, it's. Give me a specific. because this has been hit really well
Mhm.
already. So
The son walking away confused. The son is wondering why, and him and his dad pretty much talk about everything. They have that bond with each other. Why is this something, Dad, we never talked about? Why is this something you never told me? Why is it important for you to keep this away from me? Dad, I was hurt when I was standing there and they was telling me these things because I didn't think it was true. Is it true?
I mean, it's very possible that that kind of thing would go down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's a growing moment. So I don't know. It's hard for me to relate about hiding things because like in with my kids, I've told them, I was like, there's some things when you get older I'll share with you.
Mm-hmm.
But right now they're not age appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And they understand that. So um it's I don't I I really believe in communication and transparency and because it's all part of a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and figuring out what is the healthy way to approach a lot of those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
Because if
But
like if you
but keep in mind, Badger. Keep in mind, and I know what you meant when you said that. But keep in mind, there's no cookie cutter answer to what we're doing because each situation could be totally different based on who we're dealing with and how they interact with their child.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
like how how I do it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um cuz I and me it was brought up earlier, guide a child in the way that they should go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, but there's also the innocence factor. Like some things, it's kind of like the situation, do you let your 8-year-old play Call of Duty?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of stuff. So I get what you're saying about, a lot of parents do things differently.
Yeah.
But I believe in doing things that are age appropriate and because otherwise it messes up it alters things. So I'd rather do it the way the Bible says to do it.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Good deal. Toya with a T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
That was a good enough. That was a good enough.
Yeah, it was. Did it slip
This
out?
Toya's the right for a call. Good Lord.
But Toya, we talking
That's
this
right to sanitize.
exactly. Toya, we talking this morning about a little boy, 13 years old, right at 13 years old, and he holds his dad at a very high regard. His dad is the best dad. There's no dad better than his dad. His dad has never done anything wrong. He just love his dad. He go to school one day, and it come to his attention that his dad spent some time in prison. Now, this was before the dad met his mother, so it was way before him. But his dad spent some time in prison, and he go and talk to the mother. Mama, did you know, Mama, Daddy spent time in jail, and he having that conversation with the mother. And now I'm asking the question: is it the dad's obligation? Is it the dad's obligation to tell his son about that past?
In my personal opinion, I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that there are, like Matthew was just saying, age appropriate times to have conversations. Like my daddy, when I was young, my mom left when I was like 2. And probably when I was like 8 or 9, it was like, why she leave? They're like, wait till you get older. You're not old enough to know about it yet. When you get older, we'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe, and I was telling my niece this, everything that's in your brain needs to be in your kid's brain. I think the worst thing in the world is for you to be teaching me all this stuff and I got all this stuff and I know all this stuff and I get out here and it's stuff that I don't know because I'm gonna be like, why am I? Because I was raised with my daddy too, and I'm like, why my daddy was there? Why didn't tell me that? If it was true, you know what? My daddy would tell me. So sometimes when you think you know a person so well, especially if it's a parent, and you've done such a great job doing everything, and every time I tried to make a mistake, you lost your mind, you flipped out, you did whatever, but then I come to find out that you're not perfect. It can be crushing sometimes. It can be crushing because I feel like as a parent, nobody else in this world, don't lie to your kid. Don't maintain, withhold information because this world will eat them up, chew them up, spit them out. And you tell me the person who was supposed to do didn't even prepare them for what's to come.
Yeah.
I have an issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
I have an issue with that because
Good
you're
to
trying
have
to
you.
be
Good to
so
have you here. Thank you for coming.
high and mighty, and I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't want my kid to do this. It's in the blood, brother. What you mean you don't want your kid to do this and third? If you go ahead and be honest, maybe it won't go there.
Mm-hmm.
But you're trying to run, you're trying to hide from the truth. I thought the word said the truth will set you free. So why are you lying? Why are you aiding? Why are you abetting? Why are you avoiding?
Mm-hmm.
2 simple conversations. 1, maybe not right now, and 2, okay, let's talk about it. Other than that, if there's no ins and outs, I feel like as a kid, you're lost, you're lying, you're not telling me something, and why are you withholding information to me that should be and could be vital?
Toya, you posed something very important right there. Because this child could actually walk away or walk around if the conversation is not had, or even before the conversation is had. And once you find out, Daddy, you lied to me. Daddy, you lied to me. Then how do you combat that? Did you lie?
Right.
Or did you just hold back?
It's like the Santa Claus thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people have great parents. Never take them, never what to give them what they want, teach them everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you mean to tell me from the age of 1 to 7, 1 to 9, you can tell me Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
And then you mean to tell me I got to get to school and hear from a kid that he ain't real?
Yeah.
Come on now, what's the sense of that make?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What sense does that make as the hierarchy in my life?
Yeah.
I'm just not cool with that. You know what I'm saying? It could do a multitude of things. Different people,
Thanks for the
depending on
follow.
how
Thanks
they
for the
take it.
follow.
Some
Appreciate
people cool with it, some people not. But the effects of what I know about children who have parents who left them uninformed or didn't make sure they were honest with them, it was damaging and devastating. And I'd rather have those effects from the truth, not a lie.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. That's good. Curtis, are you with us, brother? Okay. Frank, talk to me.
I've been wrestling with being transparent about this, but prayerfully it helps somebody. My dad revealed to me that he had a relationship outside of our household,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the reason that he did it is because we were so close to the same age.
Mm-hmm.
We were a couple of years apart. I started to club and do other things, and he did not want us to mess around and run into each other.
Mm-hmm.
And some crazy stuff happened, right?
Yeah.
So he introduced me to the young lady and said, "Hey, look, this is my daughter.
Mhm.
And I had a relationship outside of the marriage, and I had a child. I
Mhm.
thought you needed to know, and I thought that was good of him to tell me that.
Yes. Yes.
Now, I felt my dad was the great, and I still do, one of the greatest men I've ever met in my life.
Mhm.
One of the greatest men. But he told a half truth.
Mhm.
He didn't tell me that we actually had the same biological father and mother.
Mm.
That she wasn't what people call your half sister.
Mhm.
She was my sister.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't find this out until I was like 28 and about to get married.
Mhm.
And he had passed. But the issue is that when he revealed this to me until the time I was 28, he was gone. I couldn't ask him, well, wait a minute.
Mhm.
What is going on? Now, me and my sister have a, man, crazy, stupid relationship now.
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
But we lost our adolescence,
Mhm.
our whole adolescence, because to be totally honest, Raheem, I didn't care.
Mhm.
Okay, this is what you did. This is something you did outside the marriage. And that's cool what you told me, but you didn't tell me the whole truth.
Mhm.
That I felt that I deserved to know the whole truth. So then I could have made decisions on how I moved and flowed with her. Because once I got the all of the information, and I could never figure out, why is this girl always trying to keep up with me?
Mhm.
And I don't know if she knew the truth, the whole truth. Why does she always pop up and hey? And I'm like, oh, okay, why are you here?
Mhm.
Get a life.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, but when I found out, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this is my blood,
Mhm. Mhm.
and it changed everything. So he had his reasons. He took it to the grave,
Mhm.
but I do believe I was owed the whole truth.
Do you think
There,
there was
there
a?
was
Do you
things
think there
that
was
I
a?
could have done for her.
Hey Frank. Do you think?
Go ahead.
Do you think there was in the mindset? Do you think there was a level of protection that he was trying to give you during that time?
You don't have to protect me from my sister.
No, from the situation.
Where's it?
No, from the situation.
Where's the protection?
I don't know. I don't know, but from the
Where's the
situation.
protection? I mean, that's if you know. Now, I do believe what I believe is that the my mother that raised me,
Mhm.
he may have been trying to protect her,
Okay.
but now we use the word obligation.
Mhm.
He may have felt obligated to her, or adults may have made decisions and did not consider me. Okay, well, we'll tell him this much, but we won't tell him the rest.
Mhm.
Well, see, I'm a little different with my kids. I feel that I owe them, that I've raised them to the point where I trust that they can handle things,
Mhm.
and that I owe them the truth because I want them to be truth tellers.
Mhm.
So nobody's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all find ourselves in different situations, but how you handle that situation dictate. I remember when that young lady was struggling,
Mhm.
and I was young and doing well. I could have helped her financially,
Mhm.
and if I would have known everything, I would have.
Mhm.
I definitely would have. So when we say obligated, I hate that word because when you move out of obligation, it's like you're being forced to do something. Man, move with love and compassion.
I don't know, Frank. If obligation means that you're forced. Because man, that's so much. And if I go there, it's gonna change the whole conversation. So I'm gonna leave that part
Well,
alone.
consider this though, right?
Mhm.
Consider this. God does not want us to serve him out of obligation.
Mhm.
It's always out of love. He loved us.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he did everything. That
Yes.
is the example for us.
Mm-hmm.
It is because of his love for us. He does not want us to feel, he doesn't want our offering an obligation. He doesn't want us to do anything for anybody out of obligation. He would prefer for you to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you move to the level of love, you're not, you don't feel the burden and the weight
Mm-hmm.
when you're doing this thing out of love.
Okay. Okay. I mean, everybody got a view, and I understand exactly what you're saying. I'm not gonna combat what you're saying. But like I said again, everybody move differently, man. Everybody move differently. Cassandra, what's on your heart? Hey, Xbox. Cassandra Alexander Green, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Talk to me.
I I said it earlier, and I'm saying it again. I don't feel like the father is obligated, or we should be obligated to tell that person.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's an individual, I can't. It's like it's an individual thing. You know, I may decide I don't want. Okay, and just let me. I'm just gonna give an example.
Okay.
If I was the biggest whore in my block, on my block,
Mm-hmm.
come on now, come on. If we adult in the day, let's adult.
Mm-hmm.
If you were the biggest whore on the block for most of your teen years, or into your 20s, or even into your 30s, and you turn your life around, I don't feel like you're obligated to tell your child, hey, look, let me run this by you one time. You know, I used to sleep with everybody and anybody. What? What? For what? Why am I? I can give you tips on how to be a whore. I mean, I don't understand why you would do that. But if the child finds out and they approach you about it, then you can sit down and have a conversation. Yeah, listen, you know, back then I was jacked up. I was making all kind of bad decisions. But I'm not going to just sit down and tell you, hey, you know, your mama was what?
Mm-hmm. Do you think, Cassandra?
Choice.
Hey, Cassandra, do you think it will cause more harm to tell them than not to tell them?
Absolutely. It would be harmful for you to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you tell your child something like that?
Mm.
I don't get it. But you know, maybe people feel like, well, I'm just coming clean. I'm being transparent. For what? For that? For what?
Well, it's come out.
Can come out of that.
Well, it's come out. It's come out in that school, and now he's coming home asking questions. How do you address those questions? Because
you answer the questions as best you can, but you're not obligated to tell your child every detail of what you did before.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now that's just, as a counselor, I would advise that to somebody, and individually, me myself, I would not go around telling my child, yeah, you know, I was the biggest dope dealer in the city, and woo. Why?
Mm-hmm.
How beneficial is that information to the child?
Do you
None.
think that will lead?
Do you think,
Cassandra, do you think that could? Do you think you telling that divulging that information could lead your child into wanting to go in that lifestyle? Do you think it'll be harmful?
No, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe you telling a person that's what you did. I don't believe that. That's just me.
Okay. Just being the question asker.
I'm saying because I hear questions like this all the time, you know, and my son saw his father was into the dope game early, and instead of going to college, he decided he wanted to deal dope like his dad.
Yeah, and that's what I meant. Do you think it could lead him down that road? Yeah, exactly. Wow. I mean, this is very complicated. This is very complicated.
It is.
Mhm.
And it's an individual thing. Can we establish that? Can all of us on the line establish that? It's your decision what you tell your child. But if you have a child and you know your child, you should know what kind of information
they found out in school,
could
and now you
should
have to
be
deal
shared
with how
and
you
what
handle
should
it. They
not
found
be
out in school.
shared.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. And one of the viewers said, "I'm confused. Why would you share that with your child?" And you're not sharing it with your child. No, you're not sharing it with your child. It came out in school, and he went to school, and excuse me, and this information came forward, and now he's struggling. He's struggling with, Daddy, you lied to me. Daddy, you didn't tell me. Why didn't you tell me?
You didn't lie to him. You didn't tell him. That's not a lie if you didn't tell him.
Well, Cassandra, some
And
people
you're
say,
not obligated to tell him.
hey, Cassandra, some people say withholding the truth is a lie. Some people say that.
No, that's not true. That's
Okay,
not true. Withholding the truth can save your life.
Yeah, it can. It can.
I mean, people talk and say a lot of stuff, but don't do that. Don't put that out there.
Cassandra, I love your energy today. I love your energy today, Cassandra. Boy, you. Somebody was about to hold on. Let me go to Captain Leonard. Captain Leonard, good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem and the Morning Glow family.
Leonard, we're talking about a young boy,
Uh-huh.
about 13 years old. He holds his dad in a very, very high regard. His dad is a super dad, best dad ever created. He just loves his dad with all of him. He go to school one day and he find out that his dad, before the dad got with his mother, so it's way before he was even thought of, did some time in jail, in prison. And now he come home asking the mother, Mama, did you know? And he asking these questions about his dad. And now my question is, and what we're talking about right now is, did the dad have any obligation to tell his son about his past?
No.
Wow.
Why?
Explain to me. Go ahead, talk to me.
I mean, it's none of the son. It's not the son's business. So why would you tell him? Why would you tell anybody your business?
Now, why? Now that the son, wow. Now that the son is going to school and it's come out, and now that the son know, how do you address it, or do you address it?
Well, if the son got some questions to ask me, they can.
Okay.
I don't have no problem with that.
So, are there any questions that you would not answer in regards to this?
I probably wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't.
Why not?
Because I'm only concerned about the truth of the matter.
Mm-hmm.
I know where I've been and I know what I did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now I started all over, and I'm obviously a better person for it.
Okay. Okay.
So
how does that help the son?
Well, it could be a great example of recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Getting your act together.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was something, it's always up to you to correct lies that are being told.
We fall down, but we.
Now, I could see if somebody was lying, but if your kid asks you about something, you tell your kid your truth like you would tell anybody else. What's the big deal?
Now the child have this thought in his mind, Daddy, you lied to me. You didn't even tell me. Why didn't you tell me?
Well,
I could have prepared myself. I could have prepared myself and been ready for when this truck came down the road. I could have been ready for the truck had you told me.
Well,
I had to find out like this. Go ahead.
First of all, I would correct him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm gonna do first, because I didn't lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't let no kid talk to you any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kid. You privileged for whatever information I give you.
Mm-hmm. And you ain't obligated to tell him nothing.
I ain't obligated to tell you nothing.
Mm. Wow.
I'm the parent, you the child. Don't get it twisted. But children don't dictate to their parents how things should go.
I understand what you're saying when you say that, but that listening to it to the ear, that could sound brutal, man.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be.
Wow.
Because I mean it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to understand it so we don't have this situation again.
So basically, don't bring this up to me no more.
No, you can ask me whatever question you like. I don't have a problem with you asking me anything.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're not going to do is assume any type of authority or assume that I had any obligation to you
mm-hmm.
about it. And that goes for you and anybody else.
Mm.
I don't owe you nothing.
Curtis, did I hear you over there, brother? Oh, okay. What? Okay, man, I called you about 3 times, Curtis. You ain't said nothing, man. What going on now?
But how you doing? Be on the man, you better leave me alone. Leave me alone. I didn't send no postcard.
Hey, Curtis, you heard what we, hold on. Let me go to Tucson. Hold on. Stay right there, Curtis. I'm gonna come right back to you. Tucson, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, y'all making me mad. I mean, where y'all getting the lies from? And tell me one scripture that's backing up what you're doing.
Well,
Exactly.
well, see, my my thing is this, right? My thing is this, though.
The Bible says,
Tucson. My thing is this right here. The child was left in a situation where he had to come. He was in school by himself. He had to combat all of this. He thought his dad was the best dad in the world, and possibly the dad is. Possibly the dad is or could be. But at the same time, he was not. This child was not prepared for this. This truck came down the road, man, and blindsided him. And he just want to know, Daddy, why did you tell me?
It's your fault.
Whose fault?
That's why you don't let your child go through life's unprepared. For people.
So he should have told him.
Just want to run their mouth.
So he should have told him, is what you're saying. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
No, I didn't say that.
I'm asking.
I should have told him.
The dad, they should have sat down and had to come. The child is 13 years old now. The child is 13. Dad had plenty of time to tell him. 13 years.
I don't have to.
Okay.
I don't owe you nothing, nobody. I don't owe anybody anything. The only what I owe you is to love you. That's it.
So you couldn't tell
else that I owe you.
So you couldn't tell him that out of love. If that's what you say, you couldn't tell your child out of love. Listen, I love you. I want to tell you I had a past and this is what it was. Huh? No. I'm not saying you have to. Go ahead though. Make your point.
I don't have to. Right here. That's the things that I put behind me, and I don't want to have those conversations again.
Okay.
And that's the end of that. And so if you ask me about something or somebody disclose some information, then you're going to rule up the lion.
Okay.
You didn't ask for it. But you're going to get it. Because I owe you.
Okay.
So you're going to push me into, and then now you say a 13-year-old child going to walk up to his dad and say, why did you lie to me? Boy, go sit down somewhere before I do you something. That's me. Now, that's not going to be nobody else.
Thank you, Tucson.
I don't owe anybody. I don't owe anybody anything. God don't make us do nothing. But if you're serving and worshiping or following after righteousness out of obligation, you get somewhere and sit down.
See what you said. I understand what you're saying, Tucson. I understand what you're saying when you say I don't owe anybody anything, but this is your son, man. Don't you owe your son? Don't you owe your son? That's my boy.
You want me to get one of my sons to call you? You're gonna get the same type of answer.
Okay. All right. And, yeah. But see, and my whole thing is right. Everybody, deals with things differently. Everybody have different takes on it. Let me get everybody up to speed in case you're just coming in. Go ahead, make your point, brother.
My point is right here. We let people hold us hostage. My word. We allow people to let us feel some kind of way, either about what we did or our parents did or something else. That's dysfunctional to me. And that's just the way that that's the way that I show my kids. Okay. You know, if a child, for instance, I see these young ladies having babies out of wedlock and people make them feel miserable. I walk up to them, I say, put your head up. You ain't the first one who made a mistake. Don't let nobody make you feel some kind of way, because I'm just saying, we ain't got that time.
Okay.
Thank you, Tucson.
I mean, yeah, and like I said again, everybody have their different ways of dealing with things, and I'm not here to give anybody their opinion. Everybody have their own, but at the same time, the way I feel about it, I would have gone to my son at some point in time, and just had a conversation with him, just had a little conversation with him. You know, your dad. You know, I know you look up to your dad and blah 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 blah, and I want to be that person in your life, but at the same time, I do have a past, and in my past, this is something that happened to your dad. And tell him, and tell him, and so that way when he go to school, let me catch everybody up to speed. A little boy, 13 years old, holds his dad in a very high regard. Holds his dad in a very high regard. His dad is the best dad ever. His dad got an S on his chest. His dad is just Superman. He go to school at 13 years old and find out that his dad, before the dad met the mother, so way before he was born, found that the dad did some time in jail in prison. And now he go home, he's asking the mother, Mama, did you know? And all these different questions. And my question, and what we're talking about right now, is, did the dad have any obligation? Did the dad have any obligation to tell the son about his past? And people are saying and handle it the way that they handle it, and I appreciate everybody's opinion. I don't necessarily have to agree with everybody's opinion, but I do appreciate everybody having their opinion, and that they're voicing their opinion and from where they're coming from. That's what make the conversation. That's what make the Morning Glow so special, because we give everybody the right to have their own opinion. We're not here to give anybody their opinion. Curtis, talk to me, man. What do you think should have happened? Should is the dad obligated, or should he have been obligated to tell the son about his past?
No.
Okay. Explain to me.
No, that's his past.
Mm-hmm.
That's his past.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's not obligated. Who said I have to like you?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I'm gonna go to that Denzel scene. Yeah.
yeah. No, he's not obligated to tell his son nothing.
Mm-hmm.
His only obligation is to raise his son to the best of his ability.
Mm-hmm.
But that don't mean he's not breaking no code of secrecy
Mm-hmm.
and not telling his son about his past. His past.
Mm-hmm. But Curtis, now that it's come up, now that the son knows about it, how should the dad move forward? How should he navigate at this point?
At this point, now that the son knows, then if there's a discussion that he want to have, you can't take this man's privacy or privacy away from him just because it's his son.
Mm-hmm.
So if he want to have a conversation, now that the son knows, he can. But even that conversation should be educational. Like, but other than that, like, no, he's not obligated to tell his son about his past in prison.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to even think about that therapeutically.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not obligated to do that.
Okay.
Let that man live.
Mm-hmm.
In a space where he has overcame, especially if he done overcame that. Like, if he's doing well, he's doing what's proper. Come on.
Okay. That's good. That's good. And like I said, everybody got their own opinion. Toya with a T, talk to me. What do you say to this? What's on your heart? Toya, you there? Okay. Toya may have stepped away for a second. Frank, talk to me.
Just to take the temperature down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
we all as parents handle things, and we handle our children differently.
Yes.
Just because some of us may feel that transparency is the way to go, and others of us may feel that children or our children should not ask us questions like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not get mad. It's not an attack on anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's not saying that you're a bad parent or you should have done it this way. Or I don't even see how we get there when we share our opinions. We're sharing opinions. We're trying to, there may be other people out here that have questions and situations, and they're trying to figure out how to handle their children.
Mm-hmm.
What's best, and maybe something to come up that will ring true with them. You never know how to fool. But I do want to offer this. The one thing that I do know, a question will get answered.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
It depends on who's going to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time that I don't engage with one of my children about something that they have on their heart, or they're not through asking that question.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that they're going to go to somebody else. And believe it or not, what happens is that they will disqualify you
Mm-hmm.
as the question answerer.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I come to you, I get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go to Rick or Rick's dad or Paul, they answer my questions. So they stop asking you. Because
Mm-hmm.
people that are curious, people that are hurt, people that are trying to figure things out, they're going to get the answer to those questions, or they're
Mhm.
going to watch someone else. They'll stop watching you. And they'll look to somebody else. I don't want that to happen now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get disqualified with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I always want them to be able to come to me respectfully
Mm-hmm.
and ask me questions. Yesterday, I took my son to one of his little, and Toya, by her being in New York, she knows all about, boutiques and the garment district and everything else. And I took my son to a place, and he was looking at gym shoes and T-shirts. And he had a little T-shirt. He had it in his bag, and he left it on the counter. And this guy came in. There was a booster trying to sell stuff to the guy that owned the place.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Hey man, go get your bag." He was like, "What's up, Dad?" It's right over there on the counter. I said, "Go get your bag." He went and got his bag. And when we left, he said, "Why did you want me to just, I was still looking around to go get my bag." I said, "The guy that was standing at the counter was a booster." He said, "How did you know he was a booster?"
Mm-hmm.
And I explained it to him, but he was confused. But he didn't understand how I could identify a booster, because I grew up with boosters.
Mm-hmm.
How do I identify the guy that walks up to you, that's just trying to get you to pause long enough to rob you? Because I grew up with guys
Mm-hmm.
that did armed robberies.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to pull my truck over and talk to him a little bit about my past.
Mm-hmm.
I even called one of my friends that grew up with me. And we spent the next hour, because we all try to do a little bit better so our kids don't have to experience certain things.
Exactly.
But sometimes we have to share things with them
Mm-hmm.
so that they don't get caught up, so they don't get blindsided.
Mm-hmm. Hey Frank, hold for 1 second. Hold for 1 second, man. It's 8:30. I told my guests that that we was gonna bring them in at 8:30. So
And I'm gonna have to leave right here because you know I'm going on a college tour.
okay,
So, but thank you.
okay. Now, do you have 5 minutes or you got to go now?
I got 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll hold on.
Okay, we're going to bring our guest in, and as I said earlier, I think you all may know this young lady. I wouldn't tell y'all who it was earlier, male or female. I won't tell y'all none of that because I wanted you all to get it like this. This is this young lady. She has been. Look at that. Look, she's just smiling this morning. This is people that's watching the screen. You may know and recognize this young lady from a television show. She had a television show. This is Judge Penny. I got to get her name right. Penny Brown Reynolds. This young lady has been all over the world. And I'm gonna tell you something. If you're looking for the next Secretary of State of the state of Georgia, you're looking at her. This is going to be the next Secretary of State of the state of Georgia. She's running right now, and it's very important that you all take the opportunity, take the time, go out there and vote for somebody that's going to do something that's going to make a difference. This young lady, she had my full endorsement. She has my full endorsement, and I know that she's going to do some amazing things. And so I'm gonna hush her for a second and give her an opportunity to introduce herself briefly, tell you some things about her, and we're gonna have this conversation. If you don't mind, young lady, the floor is yours.
Well, good morning, and thank you for calling me a young lady. I love it.
Come on.
Wouldn't want to be called that. I am so happy. I'm a morning person, so I'm super happy. I've been listening to the conversation, which means it's been very, very interesting. What I love about what we're doing and what you're doing is you said to me we were going to do a conversation. Yes. And I love that because I think that's the best way for people to get to know you. He indicated that I was on television, but that's a small part of what I have done. Mm-hmm. I am Penny Brown Reynolds. I'm an attorney, the only attorney and judge, former judge in the Secretary of State's race on either side. We have a runoff that ends, early voting ends today. So we're asking people to come out and vote. And then on next Tuesday is election day. You might say, why would I vote for you? Well, let me tell you one thing. In the primary in May, I received more votes than any Democratic or Republican candidate for Secretary of State. And I led by 75,000 votes. I won in 121 counties in Georgia. And all of them were all over Georgia, South Georgia, rural Georgia, and urban Georgia, because I care about everyone. I'm a former lawyer for the governor of Georgia, the first African-American in this nation to serve as a governor's lawyer. I served on the bench with distinction for nearly a decade. I have a Juris Doctor. I have an earned PhD in criminology, and I'm also an ordained pastor. I went to work for the Biden-Harris administration as I ran a federal agency for civil rights for the United States Department of Agriculture, where I oversaw, as the chief officer, 117,000 employees and over 4,500 offices throughout the world. So I am aptly qualified. In fact, I'm overqualified for the position. And also, I'm an entrepreneur. And that's one of the things that I care about, because the Secretary of State's office, I will make certain we will have voting rights and access for everyone, because I'm a civil rights lawyer, right? But the office also does business licenses. And we also do, if you want to start a business, I oversee businesses and LLCs. And this office right now is just a gatekeeper. I want to partner with businesses so that you can have access to, say, our $91 billion agribusiness. See what we can do to partner with you to help with your businesses, because entrepreneurship is really one of the ways to the American dream. And then I'm concerned about fraud in our seniors, because I oversee securities and I oversee fraud in our state. So I'm ready on day one, because I have the administrative CEO background, but I'm also ready as the chief elections officer. And guess what? I love people, and you can't serve the people if you don't love the people. Exactly. And I love. All right, that's it. That's me in a nutshell. And I'm your person, the most qualified person for the job. How about that?
And I can see that, and your resume actually speaks for itself. Your resume speaks for itself. Can't nobody question what you've done and how you've done it. You throw a few things at me there, and I'm gonna ask a few questions. We have our panel is gonna ask questions as well, And so be prepared. We got a lot of questions to come at you this morning. But you said that, and one of the things that you said you're a pastor, you're also a pastor, and you're into the political arena. How do those two worlds mesh together? Or do they?
I think that for me as the candidate, it grounds me in my faith because you're going to need courage to have this job in particular.
Mhm.
It gives me integrity. That's a big thing. I'm not a political person. I don't use
Mhm.
political talking points. I didn't jump in and out of races. You know how people just run for things. This is
Yeah.
a call to conscience. It was a
Mhm.
call for clarity. And it was a call to me watching. It's almost like when you think about the great prophets throughout time, and I consider myself among those persons who have been called by my God for such a
Mhm.
time as this to say, wait a minute, we have a regime that is trying to have us with a permanent underclass. When I grew up, America was such, wasn't perfect. But if I got my education and I worked hard, I had a shot, right? At
Mhm.
America's dream. Well, that's not what's happening now. A child born in poverty today will likely die in poverty. It is a
Mm.
shame that people, I have the endorsement of the AFL-CIO, working class people, because they love to be able to say that Georgia is the best place to do business. But what about the best place for working people? What about people who can live off of more than minimum wage? This is our only opportunity to put a person who has been an advocate for people in the constitutional office, because that's what I've been. I am not talking about affordability and using these fancy terms. You know what affordability means? I got to put food on my table. I got to
Mhm.
pay for gas. I should
Mhm.
not have to worry about paying for gas and my medicine. I will talk, although I'm educated, but I will talk in language that people understand. So, no, it's not mutually exclusive. Some people might say that it is, but it gives me an integrity that knows I don't
Mhm.
play political games. I answer to something higher than all of this
Mhm.
politics. I have the integrity because I know who I am and whose I am. And
Mhm.
so for
Mhm.
me, like Raphael Warnock, because he's a senator and a pastor at Ebenezer, where I
Yes.
was
Yes.
like,
Yes.
yeah, I was
Exactly.
licensed and ordained at Ebenezer Baptist Church.
Mhm.
I come out of that Dr. King social justice
Come on.
marginalized people. So this passion that
Yes.
you feel, the world
Mhm.
did not give it to me, and therefore
Yes.
the world cannot take it away. So I would want somebody like me who has
Mhm.
the moral high ground. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Not being perfect, because nobody's perfect. But I've
Mhm.
been married to my husband for 31 years, and he's my pastor. I'm
Mhm.
associate pastor of the church. He's
Mhm.
been 55 years in ministry.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
And we've been on the front lines. And let me tell y'all
Mhm.
this. Every third Saturday, my church has been feeding people. Not
Mhm.
because I'm a politician. You won't see anything on social media with me taking a picture of
Mhm.
people to get food to exploit them. I've been doing that. What
Mhm.
else have I been doing? Giving scholarships out. None of that. That's a part of my ministry. But imagine if I take that same caring about regular, everyday people to this job and
Yes.
try to
Yes. Come
get
on.
our people to the next level. And when I say our people, what do I mean? My theme is a Georgia for all of us, I believe. President Obama and I are 4 months apart in age. He said, yes, we can. When
Yes.
I got this calling from God to do this, I thought, oh, wait, things are too bad. We got a outlaw in the White House. Everything. Why would you call me at this juncture of my career? I just finished with the President of the United States. I've written 5 books. I'm going to go back to teaching. And then I heard the voice say, why would I give you all this education? Why
Mm.
would I have you be so? I studied with Dr. Joseph Lowry,
Mhm. Wow.
the dean of the civil rights movement. I was this young girl who came to Atlanta
Come
about
on.
Dr. King's dream.
Come on.
I went and studied with the masters of the civil rights movement.
Mm.
NAACP. I've been their lawyer. So
Mhm.
God said to me, you think I'm going to train you? And now you're at that point in your life where this is what it was all about. I formed you and created you in your mother's womb for
Yes.
this very moment. And so I know without a shadow of a doubt that I have been called. Now, the thing that I have to do is hope that I can get out to the people to care enough to go back out and vote and say to themselves, we're worthy of better than what we've been getting. But let me tell you something. I'll be honest with you. We're vilifying the people who are not voting. But when they have voted, everybody is just not done what they were supposed to do by now. Everybody's so slick trying to run for office. There's no substantive seriousness about them, and they don't understand. If we don't get this right with this Secretary of State's office, that presidential election in 2028, I don't know what they're going to do. Because, see, the governor cannot certify the election. The attorney general cannot certify the election. The Secretary of State is the only one who can certify the election. That's why he got that call, Raffensperger, from the president and said, all I need is 11,780 votes. Do you, when you're asking about whether or not being a pastor or being a woman of faith matters, do you think I would even get that call? Y'all have been on here with me for 5 minutes. Do you really think that call would have come to me? It never would have. Because being a judge, I have to walk. I took an oath to that Constitution. And do you think I would do anything to dishonor the oath that I will be taking? No, it's not happening. That's why they're so afraid of me, because they know if you want something different, you better do something different. And I'm that different.
Come on. And see that part right there, what you just said. You have to walk in honor, and you have to have a certain level of morality about yourself, and know that you stand on something. And I'm very confident that you do. You said a few things there, and I'm gonna ask a couple of questions. I'm gonna go to the panel and let them ask questions too. Now, why now? Why do you really think? And I know what's going on. There's a lot going on, and so a person like yourself is needed now. But why now? And why do you think this time is the time that you're running?
I never planned to do this. You're going to make me cry. This was not of my choice. When Dr. King said we have some difficult days ahead, but my eyes have seen the glory of the Lord. My husband didn't want me to do it because I'm a student of all things cultural and understanding. I know what I'm up against. Once I win this runoff on Tuesday, imagine what's going to happen on the national stage about Georgia. Why now? Because I can't help myself. We're all making our way home. And when home, I'm talking about whatever you believe, right? I believe there's something else other than here. It's got to be. Yes. I just cannot believe this is as good as it gets, right? But at my age and wondering, when I see for me, God, and it's time to make that transition, and my hope that I'm an older woman and my family are gathered around me at my bedside. For me, it was, had I fulfilled my mission and my destiny when the time came? Because with me working with civil rights leaders, I used to always dream about Rosa Parks and the March on Washington and would I have been able to do it? Well, this is that moment. This is that moment. And so I even asked to everybody else, everybody may not run for office, but you can vote. You can go out today and get some other people. This is that moment. And the reason why we don't realize it this time is because we got social media. We got so much distractions. It's that they're chipping away slowly and slowly. They're doing it with the First Amendment. They're doing it with manipulating the media. They're doing it with militarizing ICE and taking our people who are different from us, trying to nationalize religion. They're doing it slowly but surely. And they want a permanent underclass, because when you have a permanent underclass, what that means is people are struggling and they don't have time to care about what's going on. They believe in politics. But because they concern themselves so much with the vote, that ought to tell us how powerful the vote is. So why now? It's an existential moment. It is that moment like Moses, when he stood at the burning bush and the deity said, take your shoes off, take your sandals off. And he said, I'm not equipped. I'm a stutterer. I don't want to do this.
Yes, come on.
But the moment that he had to do it, I can't help myself if I am to fulfill the destiny that is before me, because there's no sense of urgency from anybody. People going along like it's fine. We in all these wars and nobody's paying attention. This social media has taken over our mind, our children's mind, and nobody's paying attention. But
Mhm.
every now and then, a person will be lifted up who is paying attention. The biggest challenge that I have is once people hear me, they get it. But I
Mhm.
can't get these folks out to vote. And that's what I need for them to do.
Exactly. Exactly. Once the voting is done and they call your name as the new Secretary of State, the new Secretary of the State of Georgia, what is your next morning like? What is your next week like? What do you do at that time? And how immediate do you want to make an impact?
Well, I'm a person, I always deal with what's in front of me. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? So
Yes.
Tuesday, and it's not about making history, but you all ought to ask this question. In over 200 years of Georgia being a state, we've had a nominee be a Black woman before. So this is
Mhm.
not new. We've had a Black attorney general. We've never had a person of color to even win the primary
Wow.
for the Secretary of State. That shows you how powerful that position is. So on
Mhm.
Tuesday, I'm poised to make history for all of us. Because why should it have taken so long before anybody of color? That's the last part of the glass ceiling that has never been pushed out. So from
Mhm.
that perspective, I got to get to that. The next thing I'm going to do from that election is I'm going to go to all the communities. Just like I did rural Georgia, I want to go to Koreans and Muslims and Hindus, which is I've already been doing that. And I
Mhm.
want them to understand that the Georgia for all of us, let me hear your concerns. So I want to start listening so that then I can build my platform of what I'm going to do based on what the people want. It's not a top-down approach, it's a bottom-up approach. What do you need from this office and really from anything? Because I'm going to
Mhm.
have a vision of constituent services. People don't even know how to assess people. That office doesn't even have people answering the phone.
Mm.
They go through these. When I was at SBA, the
Yeah.
first thing I did, I said, oh, no, 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 no. We're going to answer the phone because
Mhm.
the taxpayer dollars pays our salaries and we're not going to have it. So we changed that. That immediately was customer service. So the first thing I'm going to do is reach out to people who are distrusting of the system. People are not voting because they're distrusting of the
Mhm.
system
Yes.
because it was their plot, their plan with intentionality to poison the well. Because when you have distrust for one another. And
Mhm.
so I believe being a mediator, an arbitrator, a judge, and a woman of faith, a pastor, what that uniquely situates me is to bring people together and say, we are better when our diversity is our superpower. But
Mhm.
why they don't want everybody to have a seat at the table, and I do. So that's going to be one of the main things. I get sworn in January of 2027. We will have an election January of 2028. Senator Raphael Warnock will be on the ballot together with the President of the United States. They're rolling out a brand new election system and machines. That's going to be a lot for the brand new Secretary of State to deal with. And so I want to make certain that I have to train the people. I have to get security for the workers because I believe they're going to pull out everything they can to try
Yes.
to stop this election because they don't have, look, what they know we have the votes, but they're just sitting there. Right now in Georgia, we have 8.2 million people registered. 2 million African Americans are not going to even vote. This
Mm.
election, they just
Wow.
don't. And you know what? We can't be mad. What we have to do is figure out how do we, what I'm going to call it a reclaiming. How do
Mhm.
we get back, right? To reclaim it. So I have to do multiple things. The office is dysfunctional. If you're a barber, a masseuse, chiropractor, dentist, nurse, all of those professions fall under my office. And right now, they're not getting their licenses renewed. That's economic development. That's contractors. So I've got to do multiple things at one time and I'll have a 90-day plan. I'll have a 100-day plan. But every month I'm doing a report card. I
Mhm.
believe in
Yeah.
transparency. And then
Mhm.
what I want to do is make certain we use technology so people can understand really what I'm doing. But know this, because there's never had a person of color, no Black person or anything. I've done all that before in my past. I will
Mhm.
be under tremendous scrutiny right?
Yeah.
But I'm ready for it because let me tell you something. I'm gonna be as bodacious legally as they have been. You come
Mhm.
for Georgia voters, I'm right there to meet you. Because anybody else who wins the Secretary of State's office, they got to go wait for a lawyer to come tell them what to do. I don't have to wait for the lawyer. I'm the lawyer and the judge. So I already know what I'm gonna do. I got my plan going in now.
Good deal.
So excited this morning to be able to talk to you.
Hey, I'm excited to having you here, and thank you for taking the time to hang out with us. I love the sound of it, the Georgia for All campaign, the Georgia for All campaign. That's powerful. I'm gonna ask one more question. I got so many questions for you, but I'm gonna ask one more question. I'm gonna open up for everybody else, and the phone lines are open as well. If you all want to be a part of the conversation, it's very simple. Give us a call 508-924-3521 508-924-3521. You're listening to DKM Media Group, and this is The Morning Glow. We're here every day, Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 a.m. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, do all that fancy stuff. You know how y'all do it. Now, let's get back to the judge. Responsibility. With that position, with that obligation, so a lot of responsibility come with it. How do you handle that responsibility, and how do you juggle it all?
Well, one of the things is that's where experience comes in. I've been doing this for over 3 decades.
Mm-hmm.
I was the governor's lawyer in my 30s. So I have the executive state experience that we need. I oversaw state agencies as his lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
I also understand legislation because I was the chief of staff for Lieutenant Governor Pierre Howard and legal counsel, but chief of staff for the Georgia Senate.
Mm-hmm.
As a judge, you know the complex matters that I had to oversee as a judge. I have a demeanor, although passionate, but a very calm, strategic thinking mind that I have to be able to do. And then on the federal level, I worked for the President of the United States at the Department of Agriculture, where $3 billion had to be released and given to those who had been aggrieved and disenfranchised for over 30 years. And so you have to have someone who's been on the national stage already, someone who's mature and grounded. But I have to be honest with you, qualifications in this instance matters.
Mm-hmm.
It matters more than anything because I don't have to wait. I can start on day one. I don't want a surgeon who's going to operate on me, and that's his first surgery. I want somebody who has been doing this. If it's brain surgery or heart surgery, you ask yourself that question. Or as in my case, my opponent's been doing this for 3 years.
Wow.
And out of yeah, do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know the ins and outs of government. I know the ins and outs of the law because this is a constitutional defense of Georgians' rights.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to be able to do that. Linguistically, I have been given the gift of communicating all with regular everyday people because I'm one of those regular everyday people. My grandfather was a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. He was a vegetable farmer, so I had to set up the stand before I even went to school. So I'm a hardworking person. I was a cleaning lady in the courtrooms,
Mm-hmm.
even before I became a judge. So there's a part of me that never forgot where I came from, which means I'm a fighter. So my mother transitioned at a younger age, and the worst thing that's happened to me in life has already happened. So I'm well equipped. I understand them better than they understand themselves.
Mm-hmm.
For 30 years, I've studied them. And when I say them, I'm talking about everyone that's trying to come for our rights. So steady, mature, seasoned experience is what's going to guide me. And I'm coming to the people.
Mm-hmm.
The people have my back.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to go into the communities. I'll be back on your show, not
Absolutely.
because I'm trying to be Secretary of State, but we'll set up something. When I got something to say, I'm coming to you and your folks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's good. Are you open to other questions?
I am.
Okay. Frank, coming to you first. I know you got to go, brother. You have a question and or concern? Excuse me.
You know, you're so slick, Raheem. You're gonna ask me to wait 5 minutes. And you know, once I began to hear the woman of God speak, there was no way I was hanging up.
Come on.
But I'm here in Michigan, so most people will say that I can't support you. But it kind of reminds me of when I was being ordained and they asked me the question that if we don't ordain you, how are you going to feel? I said, I'll be fine. And he said, well, how? You know, you've gone through school, you've done all of these things. How will you be okay? And I said, because God promotes.
Mm-hmm.
Man just identifies. So I'm praying here for Michigan, and I'm standing with the people of Georgia, that they identify this woman of God and get out and vote and do what it is that we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because God has already delivered her to us. So, sister, I'm standing with you, and God bless you, and you are prepared. Now we just have to do our part.
Thank you so much for that. And that's wise what you said. They asked me that question too when I was ordained. I already won when I got into the race.
Yes. Yes.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? It's like I answered a call that I didn't want to answer. Sort of like when we were all in ministry, right? We didn't look for this. You got to give a side eye to these ministers that's running to look for this because you feel so unworthy. You know what I mean? When
Mm-hmm.
God calls you to do something, you're saying to yourself, God, am I worthy? But in this case, it finally all came together that
Mm-hmm.
one woman could go and do all of these things, you know, and do them all well. And then I finally got the answer. So I'm hoping for a victory. We're believing in the victory, but I never give my power away to anybody. I surrender and I'm obedient to God. So I know that, let's say it doesn't go, I don't like to put that in the energy, but let's just say it doesn't. You could look at me and know greater is ahead. Every place I've gone, every round keeps going higher and higher. And so this might be too small for me. We don't know what God has in store for me.
Yeah.
I know this much. If the people want something different in Georgia and they want, these are no ordinary times, I am that person. But I'm prepared either way. You know, I've had some good days and I've had some bad days in my life. But I'm prepared for whatever it is because everything in my life is guided by what God wants me to do. And so I've already won, y'all, by
There
even
you go. Absolutely. Donald, Tucson, you have any questions and or concern? Tucson, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I want to thank you for your passion and compassion for what you're doing. I see a lot of illegal activity in our government, and it's time for some to stand up and just do the right thing. I think that's what the people are looking for, and I appreciate what you're giving, what you have to offer. So thank you for coming on and sharing with us. That's about all I have.
Good deal. Judge, you want to comment on that?
I want to thank you. You know why I want to thank you? Because people say that Black men are not supporting Black women. I don't believe that.
No.
And so I want to address that because I've been married to a good man, a mighty good man, for 31 years.
Mm-hmm.
He has provided a covering for me. He and I work hand in hand, and I'm grateful for him. I love him with all of my heart. Mm-hmm. I have two sons, 46 and 47 years old. So I look, I was watching the Knicks game. I'm into sports because the whole house was into sports. So don't to anybody. I don't want anybody to ever say, particularly Black men, I don't know the race or whoever, but men do support women if we are open to being able to be in a collaborative environment. I don't vilify men. I love and believe that there is a permanent place for all of us. And so I just think that the two men that have come on are really supporting me. I don't take it lightly. You're speaking life over me today. The only struggle I'm having is, you ever had a good thing and your people are so oppressed that they don't know to just go out and vote? And I will do everything that I said I will do. I always have. When I was on the bench, I had no reversals on any criminal matter because I had courage. I didn't worry about what it looked like. If I could give somebody mitigation and see what was going on, I did right by people. And I
Mhm.
just, people are not used to people doing right by them. And I'm just praying and hoping. I'm going all over the state, just hoping that people will come out of whatever this is and believe just one more time. That's all I need them to do is just to believe one more time. And so I'm hoping, I know that all of our ancestors, and I got to call on the ancestors, you all. I was in my
Yes.
debate, and the Fox News reporter said they had never heard of a candidate call on the ancestors. And I thought to myself, they don't know us.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to be like anybody else. There is power in the ancestors. They
Mhm.
paid a price for us to be where we are today. And my mother, a single woman who could have given me away, who kept me. She kept me.
Mhm. Come on. Come on.
And what
Come
do
on.
I mean by that? My mother, I am the child of a rape. And
Mm.
through it all, my mother kept me, poured everything into me, my education, my gifts, my talent. When I was a little girl, she bought the encyclopedia. Y'all remember that? Where you had the whole World Book Encyclopedia, and she
Mhm.
made monthly payments. My mother gave me a charge, and that was to read all of the books in the encyclopedia and the whole Bible from cover to cover. And I
Mm.
did all of that by the time I was 12 years old. This
Wow.
was a woman who could have looked in the face of her daughter and see the man that violated her, but instead she saw something else. And she
Mhm.
said that when I was a baby and she was about to give me away to the people for adoption, she said, "Can I see her one more time? Can
Mm.
I
Come on.
see?"
Come on.
And there was a soap opera called As the World Turns. And
Mhm.
on that day, Nancy Yu's daughter, named Penny Hughes, lost her baby. But my mother said when she looked down at me, she saw the glory of God. And
Mm.
God told her, this child will go on to change millions of people.
Yes. Yes.
And I held on to that all of my life. So I
Mhm.
never had the shame of not having a father. I
Mhm.
had something better than that. I knew that I had destiny over my life. So in my last public television debate, I called the name of DeForest Marie Brown. And my opponent and everybody else didn't understand, but I understood. You know
Yeah.
why? Because in that moment, I knew that I had vindicated for that Black woman who had been violated,
Come on.
who made the decision not to give me away for adoption,
Say it.
but
Say it.
hold on to me and
Mhm.
pour into me. So that's why I keep telling everybody, I've already won.
Yes.
Now I've
Yes.
won for my mama. I've won
Mhm.
for all the Black women who struggle, but also Black men who see a sister who understands that I value you. I value men because I believe in a Georgia for all of us. Now
Mhm.
you got me preaching this morning.
Come
I
on.
didn't got
Come
me
on.
telling all my secrets and my life story, but I ain't got no shame with it now. Now
Mhm.
don't
Yes.
think about it. It's
Mhm.
who I am, but it's really the why of who I am. Because see, I spent my whole life trying to prove that I belong. And that's what all the education was about.
Mhm.
And I heard the voice of God say to me, baby, you don't have to prove anything. You are
Come on.
worthy
Come
just
on.
because I put you on this earth. So you
Mhm.
speak your truth. You don't have to be like nobody else. Because you're gonna be setting other people free. This is bigger than the Secretary of State's office. This
Yes.
is about
Yes.
me setting people free to know that we are worthy to keep fighting. All right, all right. I don't know how much longer we got, but I don't want to take up all your time.
Look here, we got until 10 o'clock. You hang out as long as you want to. We end at 10 if you want to. Look here, you family now, so you ain't gotta go nowhere. You
Well,
family.
got another meeting in about 10 minutes. So, but I plan on coming back. I give you my word on this. When I'm
Okay.
Secretary of State, I will come back to your show. I promise you, because you
Good.
believe in me and you
Mhm.
endorse me and you
Yes.
put your reputation on the line for me. So I'm not gonna get too big. Now you could tell that that ain't gonna be me. That's not
Yeah.
who I
There
am.
you go.
So
We
I
got
got
a few
about
more
4
people.
minutes.
Okay, we got a few more people I want to touch them real quickly, and we got 2 more minutes. Y'all make y'all question real quickly. Y'all can't be long. Y'all can't be long-winded with y'all question. Go on, get your question in, let her answer it, and she only got 10 more minutes, so we got to honor her time because she had other obligations outside of DKM. Now we want her to come to DKM, stay on DKM, but at the same time, we got to honor her time as well. Badger, I think you said you had a question. Give it a quick version.
So you covered the voting and all that kind of stuff really, really well. But one of the things that, because of my experience, is the nonprofits, the LLCs, the state-ran programs with grants and things like that. What is your plan to hold them accountable to make sure our tax dollars? I mean, I live in Texas, but I know a whole lot of people in Georgia and all over the country. But it's a lot of similarities. The accountability factor and the transparency when it comes to these programs and all these different types of things, there's so much lies and illusions. What would be your plan of approach to find the solution to correct the waste of money
Wrap it up,
that's
Badger.
already in existence?
Got you. I think that's a very important question. And a part of it, remember, well, you didn't hear the rest of my story. I'm a former prosecutor and assistant attorney general. And I have a long, extensive background in law enforcement. So I am concerned as well with waste. And so we have an attorney general, but because I'm over the securities division and the nonprofits, I plan on focusing on strengthening enforcement. I want to modernize the system and increase transparency. So I can go over my plan real quick with you, because that is an issue for me. Taxpayer dollars and how they're spent as a CEO of an agency is very, very important to me. That's why being an entrepreneur is so important, because I'm not about government waste. So the first thing I want to do is I want to enhance enforcement capacity to ensure that the securities division, which is where I would be able to do this, has the resources, the staffing, and the legal support to be able to investigate and act quickly when it comes to fraud, particularly scams. I'm concerned about that, right? And also looking at taking a forensic review of any monies that's being spent in my $59 million budget and making certain that there are no backdoor deals or that it's being spent effectively. So that's going to be the first part of my plan. The second one is I'm going to have to modernize the data and technology systems so that they can detect patterns of fraud and identify risks earlier. People don't realize you can use technology to do real-time monitoring and coordinating, and this system that we have is outdated. The third thing I want to do is I want to strengthen coordination with federal and state partners. I would be working in partnership with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and other regulators. Remember, I am saying to you, I'm a former assistant attorney general, right? And a former prosecutor. So what we have to do is do more coordination. So if we're going to be able to be aligned with enforcement. And then the fourth thing I want to do is I want to invest in education and outreach to people, particularly people who don't understand their role in what's happening. So my priority is going to be transparency, accountability, and ensuring enforcement and regulatory decisions. And making certain compliance expectations. You can't just hand out money and there are no checks and balances for it.
Yes.
That's a big issue for me. Because see, I've managed large, complex systems before. What we do is we just put anybody in office. They never manage the budget. You know what they ought to have a question about? If you want to run for office and you got to manage millions of dollars and oversee people, one of your prerequisites ought to be, have you ever done a payroll yourself?
Come on.
And I have. So that's my plan. I can tell it to you because it's one of my priorities. So thank you for asking that. I may have to get some water right quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, good deal. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with this conversation, and she have to go. She have to another appointment, so she'll probably be leaving out in the next probably 5 minutes. We have a caller from the 708 area code. 708, what's your name? Where you calling from? 708, what's your name? Where you calling from? Are you there? Okay. All right. Well, maybe that person just don't want to talk this morning. Leonard, do you have a question and or concern? Curtis, coming to you next.
First of all, I want to thank Mrs. Brown for her service. I followed your career and all the things that you do, and you're just awesome. I can't wait to vote for you a third time. And we're definitely getting folks out to vote, but
Mhm.
it's great to see what we would call you're a super candidate
Yes.
because you embody everything fought for up to this point, and you know the issue. No, nobody have to sit and explain it to you where it's wrong or where it's right. You know where to go. So I pray for your success, and I'm looking forward to you being our Secretary of State.
Wow. Thank you so much. And thank you for saying y'all getting people out. We have the lowest turnout right now. It's, early voting ends today, and then the election is on Tuesday, but it's predicting rain just about everywhere in Georgia. And so, what I'm just hoping, and thank you for saying that, it's about legacy, the present, and the future. I learned from the great civil rights leaders, the dean of the civil rights movement. Andrew Young is 94 years old, and I was meeting with him yesterday. He's one of my mentors. He told me, I voted for you. And when he said that, I broke down and cried.
Mm.
That man looked at me and said, Dr. King would be pleased.
Awesome.
Yes. Wow.
And
What
I
an
cried.
endorsement. Wow. What an endorsement. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, I cried. He said he would be pleased because finally we have somebody that is the embodiment of civil rights, the
Mhm.
faith, but has the know-how. That's the big part.
Mhm.
I don't need people to vote for me just because I'm a Black woman. I'm glad to be one. But when
Yes.
I tell you I'm overqualified for this job,
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
overqualified. But
Yes.
that's what we got to bring to the table every time. We can't just show up regular. You know what I mean? We got to show
Yeah.
up with everything. And so I think the biggest thing, and he told me this too. He said, just keep being you.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody change you. Be your authentic self. And that's what I'm doing. We just got to push and get people out to vote.
But
We
thank
have
you
a
for your commitment. Thank you for your commitment and sacrifice. And I was glad to be able to go and vote for 4 sisters in this runoff.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
true.
Let-
It's the year of the woman. We might
Yeah.
look. When you want to get something done, you got to go to mama.
Yes,
See
sir.
that?
Go and get it out.
See, this makes me want to move
Yeah.
to Georgia.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. Curtis, give me your quick question. She got to go. She got another appointment, so we can't monopolize her time. But Curtis, you have a question and or concern?
Absolutely. Sister, I so do. You are a breath of fresh air. I have the highest esteem and respect for your moral fortitude. I'm here in Baltimore, and we need more like you all around this country on every level. My question is, you are getting ready to take over an agency and or department that is scarred. And I'm wondering how you're going to deal with the fallout that you're ready to walk into, because it's not a doubt in my mind that you're going to win. But how are you going to deal with the fact that the current administration, during those 4 years that they wasn't in office, and once they return to office, how you're going to deal with that president of those elections? I forget the title they got.
Wrap it up, Curtis. You gotta go. She gotta go, brother.
But I'm trying to put it together right.
Mm-hmm.
How you going to deal with those election deniers that's been put? I'm so glad that you was a prosecutor, because see, now you can see the criminal. But what's your plan to deal with those folks who have been to work the polls, but they have a bias?
That's a good question.
And how are you going to deal with that whole thing that happened with the national security, Tulsi Gabbard coming down there and them taking the the photo rolls and all that.
Yes, sir. The FBI came, for those of you who may not know. Thank you. That's a very good question. And I receive your faith in me and endorsement. I lived at the National Harbor right there in Maryland when I was working in DC, going back and forth. That is very, very important. Project 20, what is Project 2025, 2020, whatever it was a very strategic document that the Heritage Foundation and others have been working on for years. Where we fell flat is we kept complaining about it, but we never did anything about it. I have already begun working on a strategic plan to be able to deal with these outlaws, because that's what they are. They're
Mhm.
outlaws. We need to call them what they are. They went into court 63 times, and all 63 times they lost.
Yes.
So they can't win it. And so, being a judge and a lawyer and a former prosecutor, I will set up an office, because the Attorney General's office, the Attorney General has a skill set, but I have another set of skill sets where I'm hiring a team of attorneys. And for everything they're going to try to do to this office, I will meet them at the courthouse steps, because this is what I do. And one thing that they do is they do all of their illegal activities or alleged illegal activities, because the courts move so slowly. But I plan on working with advocacy groups where I'm limited in being able to file lawsuits, because, the Attorney General acts on behalf of the state of Georgia, but I get to represent my agency as the Attorney General. As the Secretary of State. But I believe that my ability to be a former prosecutor, it's almost like you build a case, and I know how to build an indictment. And they're not as smart as people think. What they are is bodacious, and they'll do anything, right? And they put a lot of fear in a lot of people. But when you know the law, I know the Equal Protection Clause of the United States, I understand that. And you bring in a team of experts, all their job is going to be there is to defend the Constitution and defend our rights. I'll have to have enhanced security. I understand all of that. I know what I'm getting into. At this point, it wasn't something that I'm planning on doing, but you ever had a calling on your life that you can't help yourself? But they done met their match with me. Now, let me tell you something.
Come on.
Because I will call a press conference every day. And just like y'all in Baltimore, y'all in Michigan, people will have my back, not just in Georgia.
Exactly.
They'll have my back on a national level, because
Yes.
this is going to become a national fight.
Mhm.
I will go on television every day if I have to, but behind the scenes, we need a strategic plan. Like, I'm tired of us you can have a football team, but if you don't have a good offense, I don't care how good your defense is, it's not going to work. I got to come in there with my strategic plan. Before they strike, I got to have the answer. The press releases have to be ready. The filings have to be ready to go to court. That's how I was when I was a prosecutor. That's how it was when I was in the Assistant Attorney General's office. I've been successful at everything because my grandfather used to say these words: when you sleep in their plotting, and don't you ever forget that by the time you have gotten up, the enemy is already ready to deal with you. But if you already understand them, you know the law, then you're going to be willing to fight. Now, is it going to be easy? No. It's going to be the fight of my life.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to carry this fight alone. That's
Mhm.
why I'm saying it's a Georgia for all of us. But really, it's going to be a nation for all of us.
Yes.
Because
Come on.
I want to look and ask the people, are you ready for the fight? You talking about these freedoms? You on you big and bad on the keyboard when it comes to social media, but put out, are you going to help me with this fight?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what I go to the people for. But you're right, my brother. We can start praying now, start interceding for me now in the spirit, because the minute I win, you got to know. But let me tell you something. It's good to have a good husband. Let me tell y'all right now.
Say it.
This brother got me 100%. My husband will be 77 years old, October 28th. He looks so good. He's about to run a 7-8K race. And he's been pastoring 55 years. He had prostate cancer. God healed him from that.
Yes.
This brother got my back. And when you are a woman facing this kind of piece, and you got a husband who got a covering over me,
Come on, come on.
lets me know he has my back. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he and I can do anything, but I'm gonna need y'all help now. I mean, when I
Yeah.
say I need your help, that's why I say I gotta stay close to the morning glow. I gotta be on this show because we're gonna have to call in the troops.
Come
And
on.
when I say call in the troops, y'all can make calls. We can be on social media
Mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna need y'all to have my back. So I
Absolutely.
think I done overstayed my welcome. I hope not.
Never, never. You're always welcome. Your family. Somebody else had one more question. I know you got to go. Do you have time for one more question?
One more, and I'll make my answer shorter too.
Donald, go ahead, brother. You say you have one more question.
Hey man, it's just quick. I have to say it like this. I see the Hadassah in you. You know what I mean? They call her Esther.
Mm-hmm.
So for such a time as this,
Yes.
encourage you, my sister. That's all I say.
Exactly.
Hey, Raheem, could you please send us her information?
Absolutely.
Please.
Absolutely.
Send me her information. I want to
Absolutely.
be at the victory party.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Georgia.com. And guys, guess what? I raised more money than anybody, although I need a little bit more money now for my get out the vote. Because I had small donations.
mm-hmm.
Like people who gave $25 kept on giving. And I
Yeah.
don't know if y'all could read this. It says, I believe. That's my message. We all wear these bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd like to close with this. It's pennyforgeorgia.com. Pennyforgeorgia.com.
Mm-hmm.
On Tuesday night, y'all be watching.
Yes.
Y'all call all your friends.
Celebrating.
Let them know.
Celebrating. Mm-hmm.
It would be one of the honors of my life
Come on. Come on.
if I am given this opportunity to fulfill what God has called me to do. When he asked the question, who can I send? I said, send me, because see, a lot of people are called, but only a few are chosen.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
know that when I just told y'all the truth about how I got on this planet. I was formed and created in my mother's womb. And yes, my dear brother, for such a time as this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm ready. I'm prepared. We just got to push our people out to vote. Thank y'all so very much for this. Y'all done touched my heart today. I mean, for real.
Praise
I don't
God.
feel
Praise
no way
God. Praise God. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. Do you have anything you want to say? How can people get in contact with you if they want to do so?
Pennyforgeorgia.com, please. Pennyforgeorgia.com. You can go on my website. I don't care if it's $5. I got a lady that gives me $2 a week. She's been doing it ever since. I found her. I called her. She's a mother in the church. She had her granddaughter to set her up with $2. And I think that was like the widow's mite. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all want to sew into that, if your money not right or your change is strange, you know how that goes, then just really put it out on social media. Go look, you can get my stuff and start sending it out for people. But I'm going to run on. My people are over here saying, if you don't get off this thing.
I appreciate you, sister. God bless you. And let's walk in victory. Let's walk in that victory together. Claim it. It's already yours. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. You have our full support. Thank you, and God bless you.
Okay, bye-bye.
And that is who I am going to vote for. Just in case y'all have any questions and or concern, that is who I'm voting for. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me. Kevin Leonard, you there? He must have stepped away for a second. He must have stepped away. Badger, talk to me.
What's the specific, Bub?
What just happened, man? How did you feel about that? What's on your heart? Where are you now?
I mean, we need more people like that.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up having a conversation yesterday where folks didn't even know what was happening in the committee hearings. They're just assuming and trusting whatever some of these folks are saying. They're not doing the research. They're not actually paying attention. They hear one thing that they want to support, and that's how they go vote. You know, there's a bigger picture. Like, and it baffles my brain that people can be so close-minded when it comes to these types of situations. Like, if that man, well, that that person's got such a background and just a little bit of research I was doing, because you know how I am.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately looked her up and started looking into her past and everything, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, she's legit. Cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's rare.
yeah. Oh, she's legit. She's legit. Yeah, she's definitely legit.
You know,
Absolutely.
it ain't like one of the other ones that we've had on here that's a freaking silver tongue that I can't stand.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so no, that's why I shared her website myself,
Mm-hmm.
because people like this need to be supported in the positions that they're going for.
Yeah.
That's the only way we're going to have change in our communities.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Leonard, talk to me.
What's up, Roddy?
Hey,
was-
what just happened? Where you at? What just happened?
Oh, I couldn't. I mean, I was surprised that you got a hold to her.
Mm-hmm.
She checks all the boxes.
Yeah, yeah.
We've been in this situation before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I can say is the benefit of living in Georgia is I tell people here in meetings and things, don't take it for granted that you're doing this work where you're at
Mm-hmm.
and what you have access to. These are people we've worked with.
Mm-hmm.
These are people who are about community. You won't find a better candidate as far as integrity
Oh no. Oh no.
as
Where you go?
Mrs. Brown. You're not.
Yeah.
She is, quote, Black excellence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I mean, not that, make her seem like there's no other candidate that has ever been Secretary of State
Mm-hmm.
that has the skill set that she had. So we shouldn't let this opportunity pass us up again
Mm-hmm.
in Georgia.
Yep.
When we get a super candidate like this, a person who's about integrity in the office.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen her on her TV show. Like the same people she talked about, like, having graduated from Andrew Young School of Policy Studies.
Mm-hmm.
That woman embodies everything that the movement was about.
Exactly. And has
There's
been
a black
endorsed.
candidate
And has
for-
been
exactly.
and has been endorsed.
Exactly.
She's been
And when
endorsed.
you get the opportunity to be around those people, the Joseph Lowrys and things of that, and you just get the ability to sit next to now Senator Warnock planning community functions,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they're about. So it's great to see her doing this as Secretary of State.
Exactly.
Like I said, I can't wait to vote for a third time.
Yeah. And likewise. She definitely got my vote, man. I don't tell nobody who to vote for, but I tell you who I'm voting for, and I'm voting for her. I'm not gonna tell you who to vote for. I'll be out of position by doing that. But I can't tell you who I'm going to vote for, and you govern yourself accordingly. Curtis,
Right.
talk to me. Curtis, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Hey, Meadow, how you doing?
I'm telling you honestly, man. Like, thank God. I'm thanking God that He sent that lady for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Someone of that kind of moral fortitude and conscious belief
Mm-hmm.
and understanding and what is best for the people or what the people need at the moment right now. Somebody who's stand up against this current administration that's trying to just completely dismantle any and everything that has to do with Black and brown folk.
Mm-hmm.
Man, y'all could not have a better candidate. And
Yeah.
if she do what she said she's gonna do, I'm gonna make a bold prediction. If she does what she says she's gonna do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what we heard, it is going to be a national
Yep.
movement
Yep.
of that position that the accountability that we've been asking for 2 years, well, actually, might as well say 6 years,
Yeah.
is going to happen. We need to protect people like her.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I mean that for real, for real. I'm not just saying that. She needs to be protected because, like she said, those outlaws, that's what we're living in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
I'm glad that she was able to, for once in this time, someone was able to put the word out there that could be understood by the masses.
Mm-hmm.
Outlaw.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad for that. And to you all's benefit, it's even better that you got somebody running for that particular office who was an assistant attorney general.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So she can go in and as soon as she see that paperwork, as soon as she see certain things, oh no, you gotta get him up out of here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, we're gonna drop this and that. I need to send this over to the attorney general. He needs to be indicted. All these people right here need to be removed.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's a powerful thing, man, please, Raheem, send me her information
Oh yeah.
so that I can go on and put it on my Facebook for all my family. Because, my family got heavy roots.
Mm-hmm.
I used to live in Dublin. I used to live in Macon, Unionville.
Exactly.
So send me her information so I can make sure that my folks get that and the folks that I know that got folks down there get that because we need to put her in office.
Exactly. Tucson, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, I think that people, this is to me, I think that people need to look at someone like that, and look at what we got in our current administration, and it presents exactly what we need. You need somebody today,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that they gonna come crooked, and you got to have something already ready and set in place
Mm-hmm.
for crooked folks that do crooked things
Yeah.
right in front of your face.
Exactly.
Like you can't do nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have the right people and with the right character and that have been in the right environment that know how to fight with some sense.
Yep.
Anybody can say some stuff and have a because I'm sick of these folks. I'm sick of them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel like they even have to answer questions.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life.
Mm-hmm. And Tucson,
I never thought we would be
and
here.
Tucson,
Yes, sir.
and I know you noticed, she didn't run from now one of them questions, man. Neither one of them questions. She didn't run from now one of them. She
No.
tackled them head on.
She don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, she don't have to because I don't, and that's just me. I don't see no deceit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just real. And whether it's a man or woman, it don't make no difference. Look at what we got. We got a bunch of men in our political realm, and they're a bunch of liars, thieves, and criminals. And they call everybody else thugs and criminals and rapists. And every one of them, if you check, and I don't want to talk about this, but if you check the Epstein found, all of them on it.
Yep. Every one of them. Yes, sir.
So.
Okay. Now we're about. Go ahead. Finish your thought, brother. Go ahead.
No, I'm sick of them. I'm just sick of them. I mean, sick of the president and his cabinet. They feel like they go in before the courts and they divert questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we cheering this stuff on like it's free cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It makes absolutely no sense for us to have to go and give somebody some money that stormed the most secure building in the nation. That makes no sense.
Exactly.
It was prosecuted, put in jail, and pardoned by another criminal.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And that's true. That's true. Anybody else got anything else we want to say on this right here before we move on? We're gonna go back to our original topic. If nobody else have anything else they want to say right now. Leonard, you ain't never been quiet, brother. Talk to me.
Can you hear me, Raheem?
I can now. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, what was your first topic? I came right in right before you announced the guest.
Okay. No. You spoke on it about the you elaborated about the young boy teenage.
That was the only question. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought we was gonna move on after that. I mean, that was about the obligation I felt like Tucson. Me and Tucson kind of from that same place. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all come from the same mold.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know what the big dilemma is.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I can't even imagine you don't sat up there and called your mama and your daddy a lie.
Now, I ain't gonna say all that, man.
I don't even know how you even started off with that right there. All right.
I ain't gonna say don't call both of them a lie.
You ain't that light skinned. You ain't that light skinned now. Come on.
Wow.
Don't act.
Wow. Okay.
Don't act.
Look, how you say, look, don't get new now. Don't get new.
You just walked up on your mama and daddy and told them they was lying about something.
Exactly.
Now. Come on.
When you wake up and get up, you might have a clearer understanding, huh? When you wake up
I'm just trying to help some of y'all out.
Yeah. When you wake up and get up, you might not want to ask that question no more. But
it's a way to do things, man.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Before you go to Willa,
Mm-hmm.
help you respect. First, Willa, please pray for.
Say it again.
Because
thanks for the call.
My spirit just told me while Tucson was talking, we need a head placed around that woman.
Mm-hmm.
She needs protection even when her security is protecting her.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Listen, man. It's real down there, man.
Oh yeah.
Y'all know firsthand what these folks will do, specifically down there,
Mm-hmm.
to not be held accountable.
Yeah.
And the only thing on the other flip side is murder.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they will do. So please, Willa, when you say for prayer, please ask God to place their heads on.
Over Judge Penny Brown Reynolds. She's actually running for the Secretary of State for the state of Georgia. But Willa!
Raheem.
Let me say it again. Willa!
Good morning, Raheem.
Good morning, young lady.
Good morning, Glow. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Rico.
Frank, Rico ain't calling in today. He'll probably be calling in about 10 minutes. He'll call in toward the end.
What's going on this morning, Raheem? I'm
Well,
sorry, I apologize.
Well,
got in about a few minutes ago.
No, you're fine. I'm glad you're here. But I want to ask you a question about what we started this conversation on with this morning before the guest came on. And we had a guest at 8:30 and they just left. But a young boy, 13 years old, he have a very high regard for his father. He look at his father like his father is the best dad in the world. There's no man greater than his father. He just love his dad. He go to school one day and he find out that his father, before the father met his mother, which was way before he was born, his father was incarcerated and spent some time in jail and prison. And he go home and he's asking his mother, did she know, and all the other stuff. And my question is, though the father had a past, do the father have an obligation to tell his son about that past?
You know what? No, he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have an obligation, but it would make his relationship better with his son. Because that's what, see how the enemy works?
Mm-hmm.
See, if he had shared that information with his son, the enemy wouldn't have had no weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And by him not doing that, he used that, or he's using that against him. Now, I don't know how the young boy responded because he loves his father. He cares dearly about his father. So that one incident should garnish the relationship that he had between him and his father.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what it was. So no, he doesn't. He doesn't have to, but he could make a choice to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. You know, that was like one of the conversations they had on the radio station this morning with Steve. Isn't that funny?
Wow.
With Steve Harvey.
This morning?
You know, one of the young girls was saying something about she didn't know that she was born from a relationship that wasn't right.
Wow.
Why didn't nobody tell her? Well, first of all, nobody has to tell you, you know. But yeah, you know, you feel that like we're not obligated to do that. We got so much in our past. What we gonna do? Sit down and just share everything?
Well, but see, my thing
That's
is
just the way I feel.
Yeah, but my thing is this, Willie, and I agree with a big part of what you said. Maybe he should have, because I said earlier that this bus came down the street and caught the little boy off guard, because he looked at his dad as being the best thing since sliced bread, and never thought his dad would do anything like that. And then to find out, it was a level of disappointment that he had. Now, rather he should go and question the family and all that stuff. That's a whole different conversation. Because Leonard said, you know, he's gonna get himself knocked out by questioning the mom, called the mom and the daddy a liar. I don't think he's calling them a liar. I think he just have questions. I think he have questions as far as what happened. What do you say to that, Will?
Well, like I said, I don't know the whole situation, but just to me, I mean, something that, and if he feels that way about his father, like I said, it shouldn't diminish anything between the relationship that he has with him. But for you to say that he was obligated to tell that little boy that, no, he's not obligated to tell it. It's a choice whether he's going to do it or not. And that's a choice whether we're going to do that or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we're not perfect people. I sit down and tell my son or my daughter or my children everything that I didn't do right when I was younger. No, I'm not. But if they ask questions, I'm right there willing to be transparent with them and let them know about that. Come on, Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we ain't all been perfect people, so what we gonna do? Sit down and tell our kids about everything that we didn't do right?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, come on. No, you don't do that.
Okay, I got it.
And then I'm not gonna force anybody to make me feel any certain way about if I didn't do it or say it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Happy to see another beautiful day of life. How everybody doing today?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Rico, we got a scenario. Young boy, 13 years old. Hold his father in a very high regard. His dad is the best dad ever they made, and can't nobody match up to his dad. His dad is just the greatest man ever lived. Okay, he holds his dad on that high regard. He go to school one day, and he find out that his dad, before he was born, before the dad met the mother, so it's way before he was born, say that the dad spent some time, man, was incarcerated, spent some time in jail and prison. He go home and he asked the mother about it. You know, Mama, did you know? Blah, blah, blah. Go through the whole scenario. He want to find out. You know, this great man that I thought was a great man. You telling me he did some time? I didn't know that, Mama. And so my question is is the dad or was the dad obligated to tell his son about his past?
That was his choice. I mean, he wasn't wrong or right either way. I mean, I really can't go into no further detail than that. That's to me, it's not complicated. It's a real life issue. I'm pretty sure there have been people that experienced that, found out that matter of fact, I got a cousin that didn't know that his father had killed somebody and been in prison for it. He only knew his father as that preacher, my granddad's brother. He only knew him as that upstanding preacher. That didn't like when he saw my granddad a drinker. He was always about righteousness, and he wasn't about a whole bunch of foolishness. Real strict.
Yeah.
But my mom was older than her cousin, my cousin, and her cousin. And so they knew what had happened. So, but I think when the son found out, he was a little shocked. Man, I didn't know my dad had killed somebody. He couldn't believe it. But at the same time, as you get older, you realize, man, that in this thing we call life, there's a lot of people had a lot of experiences that you wouldn't believe.
Yep. That's good. Curtis, talk to me. What do you think, man? Is he obligated? Should he tell him, or should he just leave? It's in my past, man. I don't want to visit that no more. It's a part of my past that I'm not proud of, and I don't want to revisit that thing. So I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna talk to you about that, and you ain't got. And don't ask me no more. Is that the approach?
I mean, it don't have to be that callous, but I mean, he ain't wrong for not sharing that with the child. Now, if you as a parent see that your child might be going that same direction, then you let them know. Hey, hold on. Look, there's some things about me that you might not know. Matter of fact, I don't think you know. But I already done been there. I already threw bricks at the cemetery at the prison. I threw bricks at the prison. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you, the way you going, that's where you headed.
Yeah.
But just to find out, okay, well, you don't have to take on my memory to live your life. Like, nah, I don't have to tell you. Like, he's not wrong.
Okay, that's good. Well, we got hey Badger, talk to me, Badger. What's on your heart? You've been quiet for a minute, bro.
Sometimes that can be a good thing.
Yeah, you got that right.
Most of these kinds of conversations just always bring me back to mental health, and I know a lot of folks don't like talking about it, but it is what it is.
How does this fit into mental health?
It's just taking into account, your own state of mind and, your child's state of mind. Like there's a misconception of what mental health is. And mental health really, in all reality, it's a individual state of mind. So it's, some folks just ain't aware of things. I've heard it's good to share it, and I've heard what's the point, and different, and everything in between. So the thing I feel is the most important is accountability.
That's good.
You don't share it, or if you do share it,
Wow, good deal.
It's the accountability of the choice of how you're going to handle it. But most folks are afraid of accountability. So,
Hey, Rico, you there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you something, Rico, and this is gonna seem a little outlandish at first, but once we only got a few more minutes, but once we dig into it, it's going to make a whole lot of sense. Okay. And I want you to tackle it head on. Tackle it head on. How is life like shooting a free throw?
You say like chewing a burrito.
A free throw.
Oh, how is life like shooting a free throw?
Yes.
Well, it's almost hit or miss. It might look a little easy, and at the beginning it might seem very simple.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it gets down to crunch time, and you got nerves and anxiety on the table,
The pressure. Yeah.
man, that little free throw might not seem so free.
Mm-hmm.
Might seem very complicated. You seen that big old guy, 7'5", missed them 2 free throws the other night back to back?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Man, there was a lot on the line.
Mm-hmm.
He was nervous. That 29-point lead got down to about 6 or 4 or something like that. And oh man, it started feeling like I think they're about to come back and beat us.
And Rico, and how heavy, and we know physically it wasn't no more heavier than it was at the beginning of the game, but how heavy had that ball become at that time?
Oh man. It probably felt like a medicine ball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the rim probably looked like it turned into the size of a pinhole.
Yeah.
Man, I imagine his breathing got heavy,
Yeah,
his eyes
yeah.
got tight, man.
Come on.
He probably started hallucinating a little bit.
Yeah.
That free
Yeah.
throw got real hard.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I say, man, it's a very simple question, but it's so complicated because if you deal with each element of it, you got to deal with the distance, and it's so much you have to deal with in shooting that free throw. Your body got to be positioned right, your elbows. It's a lot, man. Whoa! How is life like shooting a free throw?
Life like this, oh man, you never know if it's gonna sink or not.
Come
That's
on.
our choices in life, Raheem. You got that free will to make the choices until you're locked up.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
don't know if it's gonna go in or not.
Mm-hmm.
We make plans, we do things, but we hope it turns out right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what happens, let me tell you what happens when things don't go our way. Sometimes it pushes us forward, and then sometimes it pushes us back.
Mm-hmm.
So, however it turns out, you got the responsibility to make the choice to make the difference in what is going to happen in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not all the same right here.
Come on. Come on.
What seems simple to you may not seem simple to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we got to sometimes, just like the Bible says, sometimes you got to just take our time and be anxious for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Listen before you speak.
Yes.
There are so many things that the word tells us that we need to practice, and we don't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's on my heart right there.
Good deal. Good deal. Tucson, how is life like shooting a free throw?
Well, you just got one shot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can either win or lose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're running out of time. This one got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They fouled you. They fouled you with 1.0 seconds on the clock, and your team is down by 1 point. And you got 2 free throws. You got a 1-and-1. You got a 1-and-1. How much pressure is that? A 1-and-1. You have to hit that first one to get that second one, and the first one got to tie the score, tie the game.
It really don't. It really doesn't matter if you've been practicing shooting free throws
Mm-hmm.
and you've perfected it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can tell an athlete that knows sooner or later you don't have to shoot a free throw.
Mm-hmm.
You can slam the ball, you can dribble the ball, you can shoot your 3 pointers, you can do the layups. But a lot of times, What changes the game is whether or not a person can either make or miss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Change so many games in history.
Mm-hmm.
One free throw, they foul you, and they technical foul, whatever. And then you ain't tell me you ain't never practiced shooting free throws when you know sooner or later you will have to go to the line.
Exactly. Exactly. Wow. Wow. Curtis. Curtis, you there?
Yo.
How is life, brother? How is life like shooting a free throw? And you shot a few free throws in your life. How is life like shooting a free throw?
The process of it is it's very close to life.
Mm-hmm.
The way you set your feet, the way you you gotta tuck your elbows, you know what I mean? Bend at your knees. The whole process of the greatest thing about a free throw is the process for which you go through before you release the ball.
Yes. Yes.
You gotta make sure you square it up. Pretty much your feet almost gotta be shoulder width apart. You know what I mean? You gotta bend at the knees, keep your elbows tucked in tight. So how do you apply that to life? As you're going through life, you gotta always make sure that your feet are square. Because if your feet is off in any kind of way, if somebody just tapped you, you're gonna be off balance either to the left, to the right, or you're gonna be off balance to the back or to the front.
Mm-hmm.
In life, at some point you gotta guard yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So the best way for you to guard your body is to keep your arms, keep your elbows tucked in.
Mm-hmm.
Almost digging in your ribs.
Yep.
Almost.
Yep.
Right? And then when you move forward in life, the motion of your hands, you gotta have your hands around the ball and they gotta be in perfect placement. But by the time the ball get above your head as you raise your hands above your head to take that shot, you're actually moving with your knees because you bend your knees, and it has to be the same motion. The free throw starts at this is the way I was taught.
Mm-hmm.
The free throw always starts at the feet. And you can feel it move all the way up your body from your feet up to your knees as your knees start to push forward. As your feet push your knees forward, the forward motion continues further through your arm. Last but not least, you got to secure your shot. When the shot goes on the palm of your hand, the last thing that should touch that ball is your fingertips.
Good deal.
Your fingers tell the ball where to go.
Mm-hmm.
Your fingers, when you release, tells the ball where to go. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same where to go in life. You released on your pointer finger. That's gonna be off to the left. The last finger to touch the ball was your pinky finger. That's gonna be a little off to the right.
Mm-hmm.
So everything about it, your placement, everything about it can be directly correlated to life.
Good deal. Good deal.
What choices have you made?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a
Curtis, we gotta go, man.
Right?
Curtis, we gotta go, man.
Well, you asked me the question. I was explaining, but I hope folks understand what I'm saying.
Good deal. Badger, how's shooting a free throw like life?
I mean, and some of it's already been hit on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Something led up to you getting that free throw chance.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we miss.
Wow.
But how are we going to rebound from it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen sometimes where it's done on purpose. Someone else, gets it.
Yeah.
It's a part of a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a team that backs you. So, there's always more depth to things. It's all a matter of how you decide to view them.
Exactly. Wow, that's good. That's good. Tucson, you'll get this on your way home.
I'm reminded of, I don't have the scripture. It's in there. I've been in it all day. But it's when Mordecai tried to build a gallows for him. Haman started to try to build a gallows for Mordecai. And the Jews, and Esther was put in place. Don't worry too much about your enemies. The ditch diggers. Don't be one, for sure.
Yeah.
Because the very ditch you dig for somebody else might be for you.
Exactly.
You get that when you do.
There you go. There you go. Rico, hot topic of the day, brother.
It's gonna be quick and short, man. I think y'all already know. I'm gonna go back to that Carmelo Anthony thing, man. His parents are starting to regret hiring the attorney that they hired. Somehow they felt like it would be better for them to have a white attorney. They would get a better result for their young black male son, who had been, I'd say, in my opinion, wrongfully convicted. So those guys were called the primary aggressors, but they still didn't get the charges that a primary aggressor should get. So, I'm seeing now that we still have a generation of black people that need to realize that we have to fight this battle a different way. We can't play by the same rules that they play by, and they don't apply the same rules to us. This system that they devised can actually be utilized to still target black males. And when you have that situation in play, you got to be very careful in the life or death situation or freedom situation of who you have representing your children or representing you.
Yeah.
In this court system, this corrupt criminal justice system that people have taken their hoods off and put the robes on and got behind the judge's bench.
Exactly. Wow. Good deal. Well,
Raheem.
There's only one way to conclude this.
I'm gonna give you
a
word of the day.
Yes. Hold on, Willa. Willie. You gotta let me say it now. You gotta let me say it. Now, good and well, we cannot end without having a word of the day.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry, Raheem. I'm just anxious to talk about, and I guess that's what the Lord said, for me to be patient as well. But you know what, Raheem? We're not all perfect. None of us. And sometimes we allow our family members, our children, to try to place shame or embarrassment on us. But see, that's where we have to stand strong. You go to Psalms 32. The Bible said, blessed is he whose transgressions is forgiven. So we got somebody in place who's already paid the price for our sins and our iniquities. So we got to learn to use God's word and not ours. So the word of today is, don't allow nobody to pour into you shame or guilt. Those are tools that the enemy uses. That's the word of today, right here.
Good deal. What? And that's a powerful word. Powerful word. Rico, somebody joined this broadcast late, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, even 9:30. And they say, Lord, they talk about some good things. Had the judge on today and everything. Had a great guest that's running for the Secretary of State of the state of Georgia. We had a lot of stuff going on today. I wish that there was a way that I could hear it in its entirety. Rico, are you able to help us out?
Yes, if you missed today's broadcast and would like to hear or see the rebroadcast in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dkfmediagroup.com.
Good deal. Good deal.
And Raheem,
Yes, sir.
I know you're trying to get out of here, but when you gave that scenario, I think we might have dropped the ball a little bit. I think it's a better way for you to, I am not better way for you, but a better way that people can lead you with getting the gist of what you were trying to say with that analogy about the free throw in life. And what I was thinking about is pressure. The pressure that happens when you have plenty of time at the beginning of the game,
Yep.
at the beginning of life, and then the pressure when the game is about to be over and you don't know if you're going to win or lose, but time is running out. When you're under that pressure at the beginning of the game, you might be a lot more relaxed. You might be too relaxed. You might not be as focused as you should be, or you might be calm enough to sink it with no problem because you have no pressure. But when time is running out, on that clock, that pressure builds. So I think that's a good analogy of having life being like a free throw. What was easy to do at the beginning when you had plenty of time and didn't have no pressure, that same shot you need to make at the end of the game and time is running out, it might not be as easy to make. It's definitely not going to be as easy to make. Everybody can't make it, even the best of them.
Exactly. And and the last part I gave about it being you getting fouled with 0.1 second on the clock and you're down by 1 point. You got a 1-and-1. You got a 1-and-1 now. You have to make the first one. That's where that pressure comes in. You have to make that first one to even get a chance for the second one. How many people gonna make it? How many people gonna fold? And how many people gonna just run away from the situation, Rico? How many people gonna not want to take that shot? Because so much is counting on it. Wow, that's a lot. Time for the pledge, and I need y'all help on this, man. We got a few people here today, and I want everybody to participate, if you don't mind, with the pledge. Well, it goes something like this: I will take this day.
I will take this day
And be the best that I can be.
and be the best that I can be.
So that I can be.
Do the best that I can.
Do the best that
Do the
I can.
best that I can.
And help as many people as I can to do the same thing.
And help as many people
As
as
many
I
people
can to do the same thing.
Same.
I promise to do it with love,
I promise to do it with love,
compassion,
compassion,
and the grace of God.
and the grace of God.
And listen,
Giving him all the honor
Giving him all the honor,
giving them all the honor,
all the praise,
all the praise,
all the praise,
and all of the glory.
and all of the glory.
In the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ.
In the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. Tucson, what you doing over there, man? Tucson, what you heard, man? I ain't gonna ask you what you doing.
Pray for me. Y'all gotta pray for me.
Yes, Lord.
Please pray for
Yes,
me.
Lord.
Pray.
I don't know what you were doing over there, man.
Rico, I don't know why I thought about that, but you know we got a guest choir.
Lord.
singing for service today.
They didn't pray.
Y'all pray for me. They elementary special aid class.
Rico, I ain't fooling with Tucson, man. Rico, what did you hear?
Man, you know, I was thinking to myself, man, sometimes with the choir ain't showing up, it's best for the solo artists to go ahead and do it by themselves. she was doing good until the special choir jumped in there.
Wait, the special choir? The special choir? Exactly. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, so we go pray. I just got a call that one of my nieces got shot
Oh,
and she's going to surgery.
yeah.
So
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just go
Absolutely.
pray.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Father, Father, right now, I'm praying for my niece. Father, I don't know the extent of what's going on with her or not, but you know. So, Father, right now, in the name of Jesus, we're praying for your healing. Father, you said it in your word that you sent your words to heal us. So, Father, I believe it and trust it right now in the name of Jesus. Father, I trust you more than anything in this world. And I believe that you can fix anything. I believe that even though man think they have control of themselves. So, Father, I'm asking you right now to stand on your promise. Stand right now, Lord. Father, you are awesome in your grace and mercy.
Yes, Lord.
So I'm asking right now, Lord, for that grace that you extend freely. Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Thank you for being our Father. You give the life. I thank you, Lord, for allowing me this time to speak with you. Father, I just love you, honey. I know you can do anything but fail me. I trust you, Lord. Lord, I step towards your way. In Jesus' name. Amen, amen, amen. I trust you, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Amen.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Amen.
And
I
just
gotta get back on the call right here.
okay.
I'll talk
Praying.
to you.
I talk to you later. Okay, praying for you.
Lord.
And yes, Lord. Whatever the question, know that the answer is always going to be yes, Lord. I want to thank everybody for joining us. More than that, I want to thank everybody for being with us on this day. It is now 10:13. You're about to exit the morning glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. That we shine some of this light in from the morning glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other, and please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it, and I'm sure that you would as well. Have a great day. Talk to you Monday morning, if God says the same. Have a great weekend, y'all. Be blessed. If you get an opportunity, pay it forward for somebody. Pay it forward, all right? They might do it for you the next time. Have a great day, y'all. Love you.
Welcome to the stage where hearts unfold in the morning glow, stories untold. Let's play with words, a masterpiece of art where dialogues bloom, igniting every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently salt. Let's paint with words, a masterpiece of art where dialogues bloom, igniting every heart. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. A symphony of voices, harmonizing the air, echoing truth, banishing despair. Let's sow seeds of unity, watch them grow in this garden of hope under the morning glow. Let's bridge the gaps, erase the line in the tapestry of hearts that love shine. With every word, a step we take towards a brighter dawn for all our sake. Welcome to the morning glow, where dreams take flight in this realm of possibilities. Let's unite, together we stand, hand in hand, healing the nation across the land. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's dive into the ocean of thoughts, where waves of healing gently sought. Together we'll mend, stitch by stitch, in the morning glow. Let's make the switch. Let's symphony of voices harmonizing the air.